Yo, people, I'm your boy Major, and as always, I'm with my brother Ace. And hey, man, we got a lot of football to talk about. But before we even chat, let's just fix that. Let's
Okay,
fix
cool.
that.
He started a war.
Let's just fix that.
Fair
Now,
play.
bro. Hey, man, there's a lot of football chat, a lot of European chat. Hey, man. I've missed streaming, bro. It feels like it's been forever. So yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. But how you doing, bro? How's things going?
Things have been okay, bro. I'm going for a lot right now, so I just really hope this stream we, not feeling the greatest, but I just hope we can just get through it. Nice, smooth stream, touch on recent events very briefly, and then we move on to, we can start looking at maybe next season. I feel like that's where we need to focus our minds at now. That's how I feel. But how are you then, bro?
Hey, man. Well, just to address some of your points, we'll definitely have an episode which solely focuses on next season. But that episode isn't this one. No, that's gonna be a later thing. Do you get it? So yeah, we'll sort that out, bro. And yeah, man, I'm feeling good. You know how it goes, blessed and highly favored. There's been a lot of football to talk about. A lot of things happening within the football world as well, which I'm sure we'll talk about as well as regards to transfers and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to just talking ball with my brother. Let's just talk about this sport that we love, football. Let's talk about football. So yeah, man. But bro, you know how it goes, man. One place to start. And I think obviously last week there were some really big games in Europe. We'd previewed the second leg of the Arsenal PSG tie. And obviously we spoke about how you were still in it and, it was just one goal and etc. And obviously we know what happened. Arsenal ended up ultimately getting knocked out. But bro, before we even do any banter, let's actually talk about the game because I feel like there was a lot to talk about. And I'll just quickly start off by saying this. I felt like Arsenal actually started well. And I think you had your chances. But ultimately, yeah, you weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. PSG were able to. And yeah, you know how the game goes. But bro, what's your reflection on that game very quickly? Actually, I said very quickly, bro. Not very quickly. Take as much time as you want, bro.
No, don't worry, bro. Don't worry. I'll oblige you. It can be very quick, very concise. But jokes aside, man, obviously, I was so sad, man. It was so disappointing the way we went out. But I think, like you said, I think we did definitely start the better of the two teams. It was kind of a reverse of the first game where I felt like the first 20 minutes we could have gone 2-3 three goals up possibly. And again, man, this football game, you jinx stuff. Because like I was saying, man, this Donnarumma guy, I said I don't respect his thing. I've watched him enough times to say this guy is a liability. But, sometimes when the sun is shining and there's a Champions League on the line, it can raise your game. And he was amazing. Like over the two legs, I feel like he's definitely one of the biggest. There's factors from Arsenal side too, which probably is more like the bigger picture going forward. But in terms of these two games, he was definitely instrumental for getting them over the line in terms of the key saves he made in both legs, especially this one. I think like we had some really good chances that we could have gone ahead with, like the Rice header, like a few minutes in. I think we had the chance point blank with Martinelli where he saves that one too. The shot from Odegaard, he saves that one too. So I just felt like it was those games where I think if we had got that early goal, like things would have been so different. But he kept them in the game long enough for PSG to then wake up as well. And I think they then got stronger in the game as well. But overall, I feel like it's hard in it when you lose. Like, when you lose, but like, the margin was still so close. Like it still ended. Like it was still so close. Like they get the goal, which was like a lovely finish by Ruiz, like off the back of the header clearance from Partey. Ruiz, lovely volley. They get that goal, and then I'm like, okay.
As well.
Oh, was it actually a deflection in the volley?
You don't see it initially. It's when they show like the replay. Yeah, like it took quite a significant one. Like he struck the ball really well. Yeah, he struck it really, but it was only even on the first replay you don't see it. Like
I didn't see it. I still didn't know until now.
Then like and you see it actually takes quite a significant one.
But hey man, again, life. What can I say? It's like the first leg when I said PSG, the one thing they can give us is they're not clinical, and then Dembele scuffs it off his shin off the post and in. Again, Champions League is life in it. Football. That's what happens. So just have to eat that. They get that goal, and again, I think from that point I was like, yes, it's looking. We could have let them get the first goal. And then obviously, I think the other big kind of talking point, just to talk the penalty too, man. I was just there like, where's even my thing? Where's my thing?
And they're trying to stop Drogba getting himself into further trouble.
That's how I felt after the penalty, man. Because after that, I was like, you know what, you lot are trying to finish us. Like we actually just don't deserve this. I watched it back. I said, this is ridiculous. But you know, I guess what's it called? I don't know what you want to call it. But I guess basically justice was served with the penalty missing. We're still in the game, so I'm still like, cool. There's still a chance we can get the next goal. Who knows? And then Hakimi again. I think the biggest difference between PSG and Arsenal in this was just the quality that PSG had when they needed it in those final third moments. They just had players that were just lethal enough to punish us and get the goals. Where as many chances that we had, we didn't have the clinical guys or the guys in front that when they got those same caliber of chances, they were able to convert it. I think that was a big difference for us in this game. And PSG had that 2-0. And then obviously we get the Saka goal back. I'm like, okay, don't want to believe. And then you see the Saka miss afterwards. And again, that's why the margins were so tight. Because like we get that goal and then the momentum looked like it was shifting. And then that's when if you can now turn that around, things can be very different, man. But all in all, we didn't do what we needed to do. PSG did, and now they're in the final rightfully. But yeah, that was definitely very disappointing from an Arsenal fans' point of view, especially just how the season has gone. It was just another thing to just say, just end the season, man. End the season. That's how I feel right now. So I'm just sleepwalking till next year right now. That's where my head's at. But yeah, what were your thoughts in the game, bro?
Yeah, no, I thought Arsenal started well. Like I felt that it was a much better start than the game at the Emirates. Like I felt like you were aggressive. You tried to get in their faces, and yeah, like you did have some opportunities. I think Donnarumma, like some brilliant saves. Rice should have done better with that header, I believe. I felt like that was a very good chance. I think, good save from Martinelli. I think the Odegaard save was brilliant because I think he sees it very late and he has to get down so quickly. And I think Odegaard hit it with like so much zip. So yeah, like I felt like that was a very good save, especially to push it round as well. Like he done very well there. And then PSG get the goal.
Sorry, Major. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe if someone in the chat can let us know of the internet, because I think I can't really hear you properly in mine, but I don't know if it's going through normal. Just to see in the chat. Could you let us know, please, how Major's sounding? Does it sound fine? If it's fine, like on the chat side, then it's all good. But
then it's all good
lagging on my side, But we continue for now anyway. We'll see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can hear you, fine.
Okay, cool.
So so like it sounds fine here, but I was saying that
it's calm now. Actually, it's
calm now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy, man, kick him out, man. Kick him out, man. All right, continue, bro. This is a serious conversation.
I'm even trying. What came to about the Arsenal?
Hey man, let me send your location to the police. Okay, face your phone and drive.
But yeah, so I felt like Arsenal started well. I think Rice, he had a really good chance. I think Donnarumma was making some really good saves. I think I was just basically saying that Odegaard save I think was top.
Yeah, man, he hit that so clean very as well.
Quickly. And that's why I was saying Odegaard. Thanks for the confirmation and all for that exchange. Cool. So yeah, like he got down really well, and then Ruiz scores. And at first I was like, oh yeah, brilliant strike. And I think he still hit it very cleanly. And I think even the technique to how he chested it to create the opportunity, I think was brilliant. But then it was afterwards where I saw that, like it actually took a deflection, which, like that's probably a little bit unfortunate on Arsenal's side. But I think from there, I felt like, again, PSG, like, we know how much quality they've got. Dembele, I know we spoke about him as regards to whether he was going to play or not. He ended up coming on from the bench. For me, it still looked like he wasn't like fully fit. So yeah, I think they were actually quite relieved to the point where it's like they felt like they could actually like wait till much longer before having to bring him on, just to not risk his fitness. But yeah, I felt like Arsenal, like, they did try, like, there was clearly an instruction from, like, whether it was the set piece staff, Arteta, the coaching staff, as regards to the long throws, because from day, like, minute one, that was
we're launching them from either side. This brother.
Honestly, it just made me laugh so much, because I was just like, I can't believe this is the same Arsenal who,
hey man, listen,
Stoke and Rory Delap and etc. And you know what? I'm not even knocking it, but it's just it was just the irony, because bruv, if you've got a physical advantage and you know that you're good at set pieces and you think that's something that you can take advantage of, then go for it. I'm like, so it's not even a knocking thing. I just thought, I was just looking, I was just laughing. I was just like, you just never thought you'll be seeing Arsenal just launching long throws.
No, it's true.
Like,
it's true.
From minute one, like Arsenal, like, don't be a beautiful football,
hey man,
etc. It's just like, right, they've turned to prime Stoke. But I felt like, Hakimi, wonderful finish there. And it's funny as well, because I think PSG, for all the quality they have, I think across both legs as well, like, they also could be more clinical.
But 100%.
I think like they did have chances here and there. And they have players that can create things out of nothing. So I think it was even Kvaratskhelia, I believe it was the first half. Like, out of nothing, like, just boom, finesse, hits the post. So like, I felt like PSG across both legs, like, they also could have been like more clinical. But it was a beautiful finish from Hakimi. I think the penalty, again, extremely harsh. I do think in Europe the handball rule, like, is
but then there's not consistent with it. I don't know what it is anymore.
It's just a bit, whatever. But it didn't end up having an impact on the game, obviously, because they didn't score. And then you do get the goal back, and it's interesting because I think if Saka scores that open goal, then all of a sudden things become very, very interesting. Because, like, I think panic could start to set in, and all the momentum would be with Arsenal. So like, that was a big chance for Saka. So it would have been interesting. Obviously, I was extremely happy that he did sky it. But it would have been really interesting if he had scored it. So
even that Rice head in the first minute, like that
that's what I was saying. I was saying that was a great chance.
Should have scored that.
I was saying I was saying that was a really good chance. So sorry, like, I'm just being a little bit distracted by the chat. I'm gonna get to them. I'm gonna get to the comments in a sec. So ultimately I felt like Arsenal, like, they definitely switched it up from the first leg. But like, I think it was just one of them ones where ultimately, like, when you don't put the ball in the back of the net, like, then that will prove costly. And I just felt like, you know, when you kind of just need someone to just do something out of nothing, kind of a thing. And I just felt like, you didn't really have that within, like, your Arsenal, no pun intended. So ultimately I felt like, PSG, I felt like PSG deserved to go through, but I felt like Arsenal, it wasn't like a pathetic performance or anything like that, or whatever the case may be. I just think where questions are going to be asked of Arsenal is more so to do with pressure. And what I mean by that is that I think, again, like, you can point to loads of different things. You can point to element of luck. You can point to a lack of quality. But I think there's always going to be doubts that remain when it comes to Arsenal and the crucial moments until you kind of get over that hurdle. And I think with Madrid, I feel like that was a brilliant win, and I therefore won't take anything away from you guys as regards to not just the ability to get through, but how you got through. Like, I think, I gave Arsenal a lot of credit, but I felt like in that tie, I think Real Madrid for most people were the favorites, whereas I felt like within this tie, I felt like it was quite split, but I felt like Arsenal weren't the underdogs here. Like, I don't think people are looking at Arsenal thinking they're the underdogs against PSG. I think a lot of people looked at the matchups and said, you know what, you potentially have the weapons to hurt PSG. And I think, it's just kind of like within them crucial moments, kind of just being able to get over the line, which obviously I think just leads to wider conversations as regards to the manager and etc. But ultimately I felt like, I can't blame effort because I felt like the players did try. But I just think ultimately quality wise, you just weren't able to like have the impact that was necessary. And then I think, again, as regards to like Arteta and his approach to it, I felt like a lot of the things that probably I would be critical of are things that we've already spoken about. So like, firstly, I don't know what's going on with Ranieri. For me on the outside, it just looks a bit weird. I don't know if there's I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know why within the Prem games in between he wasn't getting more minutes. I don't know why he wasn't utilized more here. I'm not saying that you're putting all of your expectations on a teenager, of course not, but I felt like when you have someone who potentially has shown that they can do things like off the cuff, they can provide a bit of dynamism, like why don't you want to utilize that? Like, I'm not really sure. And then like even as regards to like potentially trying different things in those games prior to the Champions League game, like I know when you're talking about, for example, I think we discussed MLS potentially playing in midfield, and I was just like, I know he's not going to do that because he's not tried it in those Prem games, and if he was to do it, he would have tried it within those Prem games. So I feel like like there's obviously there's going to be questions, and I felt like how Arteta, like I think in the press conference, I think it was maybe just a bit rattled with the whole like afterwards when it was just like, we're 100% the best team left in this competition. This like 100% deserve to go through. Like I felt like, and then he's saying that they even said it themselves. Then asking them who told you that, and it's just like all of them, some of them. Like, it's just, bro,
I heard it.
Your head is gone. Your head is gone, bro. And it's like and I think elements of that, I don't think that Shade said it here, but like rattled. Like I felt like like his head was so gone, and I understand. I think a lot of it comes from passion and care. Like he obviously like desperately wanted to go through to the final. I think he acknowledges the moment, how significant it would have been for the football club if they were able to make that step. So I think he was just like it was a very emotional response. And me, again, he would only know, but I kind of think like he probably went home and thought, that maybe I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have said that.
It's tough, man. Imagine your team goes out and then they put a mic in front of your mouth. Brother, talk to me. Why you're out right now? So I think these ones. I get the rival fans and that you can banter him. He definitely lost his head and he was rattled. But I think getting rattled when you're knocked out of a semi-final is what it is. Like I think it'll be weird if he's just like he don't care. Like that'll be even weirder as an Arsenal fan. But I can get your laugh at it and it's funny. But I'm not surprised that you're rattled in that situation.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think the main thing is that I think obviously naturally you're gonna be rattled. I think it's natural for you to be rattled, like, but I think it's more so what is he telling the players. So I think it's one thing to come out in the press conference and say whatever, or come back and come out in a post-match interview and say whatever, but it's another thing if you are now relaying maybe a message to the players where it's just like, oh, you know what, like you're refusing to take accountability. And I feel like a lot of the time, like that's what used to anger United fans when it came to Ten Hag, because sometimes it felt like he would come out in these press conferences, and we understand you're under pressure, we understand the demands of the job, but now you're just saying things which just they're not true. Like, do you get me? Like when you're saying, oh yeah, I write off that Spurs game because Bruno got the red cards, and it's just like, bruv, we were there. Like, we were awful. Like, they were much better than us. Like, red card or not, like, don't do that. Don't lie to us. So yeah, like, I felt like with Ten Hag, like, he got to the moment sometimes where he got to a stage where he was just like saying things where I was just like, bro, like, we understand you're under pressure, but you don't need to say this. And I think again, we'll get onto United later on, but I think Amorim, he's kind of the total opposite, where it's just like he's gonna tell you, he's gonna tell you how bad everything is. Like, he's just gonna say it. Like, do you get me? Like, he's just gonna be straight up and say, yep, we are really bad. This is the worst United team the Premier League has seen, etc., etc. Like, he's just gonna say, speak with like full honesty. But yeah, like, I think with Arteta, I think he again, I think he's probably feeling the pressure of the job. And I think the most important thing is, like, what are you saying to the players? So, like, if I was an Arsenal fan, that's where I'd be concerned, because it's one thing maybe coming out to the media and putting up a front, but it's another thing where it's just like, oh, if there's certain things that you fail to acknowledge or you fail to take accountability before, then you're never going to improve to the extent that you need to improve. So that would be my thing, because I think sometimes it's a thing where it's like, on the outside, you know, you do whatever, do you get me? But it's just like, on the inside, like, what's being said. So yeah, I felt like he was definitely extremely emotional. Like, like,
he was.
And I know some Arsenal fans, like, they didn't receive that well, because it was just like, like, come on, man, like, you don't need to do that. But again, I think if I was a Arsenal fan, I'll probably be looking more at, what are you saying to the players? Like, behind closed doors, cool, what's being said, what's the message that's being relayed? So yeah, like, I felt like, it was a sore one, innit? Like, it was a sore one. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know if you have any more thoughts on that.
No, I feel like we've kind of gone through it. Like, I think it's exactly that. It just was a sore one for everyone involved, man. Fans, players. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
So yeah, man. Before we quickly get into the next bit, let me just quickly go through some of these. So yeah, I don't feel that's changed. Sounds fine. Let the brother begin. Saka missed the open goal. Laughing face. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Big song.
Hey man, on that too, I'm not going to talk about the fact that people like to discredit our European heritage before UEFA, but because it's not UEFA, they're not trying to hear it. Because we have won some European trophies in the past.
You've won a Cup Winners' Cup in '94.
Bro, was that not a European trophy?
Yeah, you have.
Exactly.
I never said. I've never said.
Keep discrediting us.
I've never ever said that Arsenal haven't won a European Cup. What I've said is that Arsenal's European heritage is disgusting.
Oh no, it is. We agree on
it's
that.
Horrible. And what I've said is that
people need to understand.
Oh no! If you want to take the cup,
there's history before UEFA and before the Premier League,
bro. The Cup Winners' Cup again.
Also, too, we also won. That it was a Cup Winners' Cup, but there's also there's another one,
bro. No, bro.
No, there's the before Europa League.
Don't bring me no interfares.
Bro, that was before the Europa League, bro.
No, bro. The Europa League was the UEFA Cup. The Europa League was the UEFA Cup. Then they changed the name, bro. That's what the Europa League was.
What was that thing even called? I even forgot. You're right. It was called like the London Fair. What was it called?
Bro, interfares, bro. Don't bring me no interfares.
Nah, man.
Don't bring
I heard that was equivalent to Europa League.
Cup. No, bro, they lied to you. The UEFA Cup. I don't know where you got that information from, bro. But that's why you don't believe the internet. That's a lie.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
That's a lie, bro. With the Cup Winners' Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup don't exist anymore. But yeah. Like Man United won.
What was that? That was the champions. What was the champions of the different leagues in Europe?
Literally what it means, the Cup Winners' Cup. So the people that won the domestic cups.
That's what I mean by champions. So they're in their individual league. Okay,
yeah. So there was that. Then, but the Europa League just used to be the UEFA Cup. That's all it was. It just went through a name change. Like that's all that happened. And then the Champions League.
I'm gonna do more research.
Then the Champions League. Bro, you can do all the research you
I'm
want,
gonna
bro.
find out how credible the Interfairs. What's it called?
Bro, when no one's taking in no Interfairs
Spurs Cup, bro.
No one's
I'm gonna
taking
go
in
do
no,
my research.
bro.
To understand
You can
how
do your research, bro.
How prestigious it was. It's cool,
Bro.
though. But we can continue.
Cup Winners' Cup, I could even give you that one. Like I said, Cup Winners' Cup was actually a credible. It was a credible European tournament. Like, so yeah, it's just discontinued. Then there's the UEFA Cup, which turned into the Europa League. The same way there was the European Cup, which turned into the Champions League, but it was the same competition. So it's just like, yeah. But yeah, whoever told you Interfairs Cup used to be the Europa League or the UEFA Cup, they told you a big lie. I can categorically tell you that's not true, bro. Bro, you can do the history. Bro, you know me, bro. You know I know these things off the cuff,
I'm gonna
bro.
Do my research.
So you can do the history, bro. But yeah, with me, I've never said Arsenal have not won of the European trophy. You obviously, out of the ones that exist now, you've not won any of them. Like, yeah, you did get the Cup Winners' Cup in '94, but yeah, your European history, again, it's just lacking, man. Like Spurs, they're up in you. Let's not even talk about the big boys, United, etc. Like, do you get me? It's just long. But Cup Winners' Cup, a lot of people have won that, bro. Do you get me? It's just like,
I think the Intercity's first cup was the predecessor to UEFA Cup. So I think that's what it's saying, well, unless that's not true.
No,
so it's like before the UEFA Cup, you had the fair Intercity's first cup. But cool, bro. We can look into that.
Yeah, Intercity's first cup, 1955. It was a European football competition played between 1955 and 1971. UEFA Cup was the third tier competition. Yeah, then it before the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup was discontinued. The Intercity's Fair Cup was like a I think it was even held in like, let me not even say anything that's wrong, cause I don't even want to thingy it, but I've heard.
Hey man, all we're saying here is that we're gonna bring a case to all these people that want to discredit us.
Bro, you know what the problem is? It's that when you're bringing these VD trophies, other teams have won them as well, bro.
We don't mention that. That's cool. I don't have an Intercity's first cup.
It's still. What did you say?
I said I know Chelsea don't have an Intercity's first cup.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. You best leave Chelsea's name out of your mouth, bro. Let me not lie to you. Let me not lie to you. You can't chat to Chelsea with before Europe. But Intercity's first cup, bro. We're not taking that in. We're not taking that in. What was I even saying? What I was gonna say. I was going through my man.
You completely lost your train of thought. It's all right,
Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Could have been like 5-1 first leg. The penalty is why Arsenal lost. I heard the line. Arsenal lost their head when they heard Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Bruno Odegaard. Oh yeah, this guy's just
bro. Like I'll be parked up on your home, bro. This is not
last one started roughly after the loss as well. So Lisa Ratwood, Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Ace made sure to do his research. Hey, I said Cup Winners' Cup.
Hey man, go do your history, bro. Okay.
Well, Cup Winners' Cup was there, man. Intercity's Fair Cup, bro. We're not talking about a thing that was existed in the 50s and ended in the 70s, bro. Hey, man.
You like discriminating.
But yeah. So, you may as well get conference. At least it's still relevant. When Arsenal made Pete Real Madrid, they thought they already won the champs. That's their excuse. Arsenal officially the best that come in second. Hey man, we'll get into all of this properly at the end of the season. Right now we're tech time. But on a more serious note, I was gonna ask you, bro. So what do you believe Arsenal need to do to get over the line? So here, this is an open canvas. We can talk about transfers, we can talk about additions, we can talk about manager, we can talk about tactics. But from your perspective, what do you believe needs to be done for Arsenal to get over the line? And by, of course, when we say over the line, we're talking about winning the Prem, winning the champs. What do you believe needs to be done?
Yeah, I feel like the order that's coming to my mind, I say like what needs to happen immediately, because like we said, there's no excuses, because this is where you can blame Arteta, but this is where I blame the board. And San Marino should not be starting up front for us against PSG. Like, that shouldn't be our striker in a must-win Champions League game. So again, we already messed up from there, where that's how we're going into the season. Where injuries, Jesus, Havertz, unfortunate, but it shouldn't then mean that you have to now play Marino up front, and that's your best option. Like, it's just I think it's a failure from the club, especially when the Jesus and Havertz injuries were like since January, during periods of the season where we also could have gone and got a loan deal. Even if you don't want to go and buy someone permanently, you could have made decisions that could have helped us in that kind of late Champions League run. So again, I think the first thing is the board just being really serious. To be fair, right now it seems like from all the rumors that we're trying to get our business done early, but I feel like that's the first thing, that this team definitely needs some reinforcements and quality, especially in the attacking areas. The striker, I feel like it's been debated now for the last few years. Do Arsenal need one? Do Arsenal not? Based on how we're playing, but now it's just so clear now. Like, everyone can see, understand that Arsenal desperately need a striker. Understand? And then and a winger as well. It's never just a striker at this point. So striker and a winger are like the absolute minimums that the club has to lead this summer with, and high quality players that also have that X factor in these bigger games that can get us over the line. That's going to be a massive one in terms of helping us get over the line. Then the second part of it is definitely then in combination with these new players of quality, the tactics. I feel like we've gone back and we've spoken about the Arteta of 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and I feel like he needs to find the right balance, because Arsenal fans, there's people. I'm a patient fan. I don't lose my head, but there's people that are tired of him now, rightfully so in some ways, because he has done things that deserve criticism. But I feel like where he's now going to completely lose even the fans that are still with him is if next year now he goes into it and the tactics again are more of maybe this kind of not as exciting football, then it just becomes and especially if we then don't win again, then it's like the outrage will spiral out of control. I feel like the only way he can kind of stop that too is to also bring the fans a better form of football. Like you say, this one I'm not too mad at it, because yes, Marino is let's put the ball into the box. Let's understand we know what PSG can do to us the other way around. It's kind of like this game was we were the favorites because of the style of how we're going to play to beat PSG, not because we have better players than PSG or we have the better squad than PSG. So when it's now the long balls into the box, I'm like, cool, I'll take it for this game. But we catch PSG next year, that's not how I'm trying to play them. I'm trying to have the quality to hurt them in the right ways by playing the football that I want to see Arsenal play as well. Kind of that combination between being physically solid but also having a technical ability to also entertain the fans and also score goals and create chances. So I feel like that's where the tactics has to be tweaked. That's why it's interesting, because obviously we see we're linked to players like the Gyökereses and stuff, and it's like that's great and all. I have my reservations based on the teams that we play against, how he has shown that he's at his best. But then that's when the tactics have to then change slightly, where it's like, because we are very good off the ball. So we're going to play him, and that's now going to mean that we attack, or our dynamic is different now because we have this type of striker, if that makes sense. I feel like that's where the players that we get are also going to have to affect the tactic change going into next year. I feel like that's another massive part in terms of us eventually, hopefully, getting over the line. I feel like there's that. And then I had one more. So we got players, we have tactics, we have... And then I think that's probably those are the main two I'd say for Arsenal next year. It's like I think that's been what's kind of hurt us this year, especially. I mean, we had a lot of injuries and we didn't have the squad depth to kind of keep us afloat the way we should have. We got rid of players like the Smith Rowes, the Fabio Vieiras, regardless of how good they were bodies that we just completely lost and we didn't replace. So I think next year is like a thicker squad, more quality that can get us over the line, and a change their tactics in the right way where we're still defensively solid, but it's different. Understand? Apparently we're linked to left back. I would love to, we don't have to invert our left back every single time. Understand? Let's maybe have an overlapping left back, and it means that our winger now doesn't have to be a touchline winger. It can be an inside winger. So it's changes like that in the personnel that I also want to see Arteta also do a lot more next season. I feel like that's the kind of things I'm really looking out for in terms of who we get player profile wise and then how we play going into next year. I feel like those are going to be the two massive things for us to have any hope of getting over the line. So I think that's my answer to your question.
No, I hear that. Follow-up question then, as regards to transfers, and obviously I know you mentioned the striker Marino shouldn't be starting up front against PSG. How many transfers and what positions do you believe you need to make those transfers for? Do you need? So like, is it as simple as getting a striker and a left winger? It looks like Zubamendi's coming as well. So like, would that be enough? Like, where's your thinking at as regards to that?
Yeah, I feel like, Zubamendi, I think that one's caused some debate in the Arsenal fan base as well, just in terms of the profile and what it means for how we want to use maybe Declan Rice or what it means for Odegaard. But that one, again, these conversations are ones that I'm not really thinking about right now, because I'm just like, Arteta, well, this is a guy that's going to mean that you can change the system in a certain way to make us play better. Do it. If not, you're going to fail and you're going to lose your job anyway. So there's no point me crying about it. So I hope when he comes and he does, and he's amazing. And so him and Rice work in that midfield together. But so yeah, let's work on the basis that he's in that midfield. So we have Zubamendi. Like I said, 100% we need a striker. Like 100% we need a striker. 100% we need a left winger. I think we need a different profile left winger to Martinelli. So someone who can be, if you want to still do this, our left back is inverting, then the winger has to be very comfortable on the outside as well as like an actual winger. And I feel like that's where people criticize Martinelli, but this is also an issue with how the manager uses the player. If you watch the player, you see what he is, and he's an inside forward. You understand? But when we play him as a touchline winger, so it's like that's why Arteta doesn't help him either in terms of the criticism. So I feel like it's the right profile for winger based on how we're trying to play. The striker, 100%. We've got a midfielder now. I think we needed a midfielder. If I'm being honest, there's a room party's going to say, ideally, I would have wanted another midfielder, but I think just being rationalized in terms of what we can actually get. I like the left back shout, like in terms of us being linked to left back now, with Zinchenko probably leaving and obviously Tierney going. So I think that is an opportunity to really get a different profile of left back that can also give us more options in how we play. So I think striker, left winger, midfielder, left back. And then there's, I think this one's tough.
Sorry, just to clarify, midfielder, is that in addition to Zubamendi?
No, I think that's realistically it's Zubamendi. I think we're not going to get. I don't think we're going to get another one. I think me personally, I wanted a different profile to Zubamendi because I want Rice as a 6, and I wanted we're talking about Reinders, like that type of player. That type of player is the type of midfield. That's the type of midfield I wanted.
Yeah.
You understand? We'll get to them too. That's the type of midfield I wanted. So again, but we're not going down that route. We're going down the Zubamendi route, which is why I say I'm not sure about it. But I'll tell you, the manager, make it work. There's nothing I can do. So I think that's where I'm at with it. So I would have wanted a different profile, but it looks like it's Zubamendi. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. So striker, left winger, Zubamendi, left back. And then I think I definitely want one more. Realistically, in terms of what I think the maximum that we could do, and it's probably going to be a centre back. I feel like just because of the Tomiyasu injuries as well. Kivior, he's done all right, but I think again the quality, he's just not that quality. Like so, I feel like I wouldn't mind maybe him going and we replace him. But yeah, so I'm thinking those like 4-5 plays is what we're aiming to do this summer. I think what we need to do this summer to answer your question. So yeah.
I hear you. If you had pick out Isak aside, if you had to pick out of the strikers,
big up Luca. I was watching a stream. But yeah,
who would you go for?
If I had to pick, see that's the thing, man. It's so tough, man. Like Gyökeres, I like him in terms of like I can see the finishing ability, I can see the chances that Havertz is squandering, and I know he'd finish those chances, but it's just. I haven't seen you when everyone is behind the ball, and now there's tight spaces, and you have to now spin on the spin and then hit the shot. I don't know if you have that. He's a bit too clunky, a bit too thick for that type of football. And I think what he's gonna face in the Premier League, that's my concerns with him. Then you have Sesko, it's like he clearly has potential, but he's not there yet. So it's like when we're saying next year we have to win a Champions League or Premier League, is Sesko the striker I want to bring in with those expectations? Probably not. Like, so then it's like the options are so limited. I think it's probably going to be Gyökeres, just because I think he has the raw finishing ability that I think if we give him the chances that we were given to Havertz, he should finish those chances, regardless of whether I think his strength will be teams that park the bus against us. But this is also where I think the tactics will also be interesting to see how that changes too, where if we now have a Gyökeres, does that now change when maybe we win the ball back or a lot more transitional, or are we still trying to play and bring it out slower? So it's like I think those are the things where I think the striker also has a knock-on effect on like how are you trying to also set up the team as well? So I think with Gyökeres, I don't mind it, but then I also don't want we win the ball back and now we're tiki-taka on the back. No, we have Gyökeres now. He has not. He gives us that opportunity now also to be more direct. So let's use him in those type of situations where I've seen him be great, if that makes sense. So I think it's going to be Gyökeres. I think he's probably the safest bet in an unstable kind of market. But I'm also not like sitting here confident that it's going to definitely work. This is what I think of Gyökeres. So yeah.
I hear you. Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like you definitely need a striker. I think that's quite self-explanatory. I think you definitely need a left winger as well. I feel like those two positions, yeah, because I think Arsenal lack someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, like at a consistent basis, like just a pure 9. But then I think they also lack a game changer, like someone that can do something out of nothing. I think, yeah, you need someone like that on your left hand side. I think on your right hand side, I think Saka, like, yeah, he's proven how consistent he is, and he's gonna do what he does. I think on the other side, you need someone who can help spread the burden. So yeah, I feel like those two positions, therefore, yeah, Zubimendi, it's going to be interesting as regards to Rice and like where he plays. Like it looks like he might be playing more as an 8. And then yeah, like we'll see how things go there. But yeah, like I think therefore within your attack, like I think you need some dynamism. I think your defense for me it's not really a problem, to be fair. Like I feel like Gabriel Saliba, as long as he stays, because I know Madrid they're starting to hover. So yeah, but Gabriel Saliba, like, yeah, I think we've known how good they've been, even though Saliba's been a bit rocky, like recently. But yeah, like I think Saliba again, I think he's class. And I think he's still got potential to get even better. But I think I said it multiple times, like early on in the season. Like I felt like Gabriel was better last season, and I think he's been better this season. Like, I think 100%. Gabriel's been top. So yeah, I think, and them as a partnership, they work so well together. I think Kivior, I feel like Kivior's fine as like a squad player. Like as long as he's not within like your first few options, like I think as regards to being it's just
we do have
he wants to be
as well, to be honest.
Yeah, Calafiori.
I think that's
White can play in the centre back.
That injury has punished us. That Calafiori one has absolutely punished us.
White can play centre back as well.
Yeah.
Obviously right back. Obviously you've got MLS as well. Like so, Timber, he's been brilliant. So yeah, like I feel like Arsenal's defense is like, of course, in a way, like your defense is better than ours. Don't get me twisted. So I'm not making a comparison. But
I have to say, brother, where are you going with this? Just because you're still in Europe, we'll get crazy now.
No. What I was gonna say is that I feel like when I was looking at United, I was having a discussion with some of my friends as regards to like where United need to strengthen, and like some people are making a point that we need another centre back, and I hear it, but also the point I was making is that like there's definitely other priorities for me. Like I feel like our centre backs, like it's not the most desperate issue. Like I think, like I think
it's kind of like what changes will make the biggest like
like do you get me? Like I feel like ultimately every supporter, like if you can have like a perfect squad, then you'll say, yeah, we need this place, we need this position, we need this position, we need more depth here, we need more depth here, we need more depth here. Like, do you get me? But then I think also it's like sometimes you've got to be a bit more realistic, and you've got to look at where we're trying to prioritize. And I think, with Arsenal, like if you do have space to get like another defender, like you said, a left back, then cool. But also if you don't, even Tierney, I like Tierney. Like I actually do like Tierney. Like like I think like I do think he's not really been given much of a chance. But again, I think Tierney within the squad, like I feel like that's cool. Like, do you get me? Like I don't think I think maybe Arteta doesn't really seem to like, it's not really his cup of tea. But yeah, me personally, I think Tierney like within the squad, I feel like that's cool. So Arsenal's defense is not really problematic for me. Like I think it's defo like midfield attack. Like I think that's where I would be prioritizing.
And you know what? I actually completely agree. I don't know if you're. I actually think I'll change my thing. Actually, I actually don't think I forgot about Calafiori from being on just because how injury he's been. I actually think I definitely do want a left back. Just in terms of how different it could change even our attack as well based on what type of left back we get. But I think we can get 2 midfielders. That would actually be a better use of the funds than our centre back. I think if Kiwior leaves, we just replace him. I'm not counting it; it's just a replacement. But in terms of on top of the current squad, I think get me a striker, left winger, a left back, and the 2 midfielders. I feel like, and then the second midfielder is definitely maybe a bit more greedy, but I think those 4 I think are my priorities, and then the 5th one would be a midfielder over a centre back, just to update that.
I think probably a lot of that's going to depend on whether Partey like gets a contract.
Yeah, apparently, recently the rumors are looking like he's going to stay. So
I think, but even if you were, I'm not saying obviously you don't need more, but even if you were just to get like a proper striker, proper left winger, I think that automatically improves Arsenal. Like just from there, like and Zubimendi. Sorry, I'm seeing Zubimendi as he's coming. Like So So I group Zubimendi in there as well. So like I think transfers are definitely needed, especially when it, again, we'll talk about it later, but especially when you see what other teams are potentially trying to do. And then I think with Arteta, I just think he's at a point where, he's just got to win. Like, he's just got to win. I think he's got to, again, I'm not a manager. I'm just a fan. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. So, like, take my opinion with a pinch of salt. But I think he's got to just try and relinquish a little bit of control. Like, I think everything he's tried to do, like, again, has been a bit too controlled. Like, I think it's been a bit too formulaic. I think it's been a bit too pragmatic. And I think he seems to be like a percentages manager. So he looks like someone who's like, he'll look at the data and he'll say, all right, cool, if we do this, then this will increase our chances of this, and this. And that's how he tends to operate. And I think that he needs to just relinquish a little bit of control and, again, get a better balance. Because I think, again, 22-23, Arsenal were playing brilliant football. Like, it was fluid. Like, again, like, even me as a hater, I can admit when a team's playing really good football. Like, so I was watching Arsenal matches and I'm like, these lot are balling. And of course, you not playing like that now isn't just down to him, because I think obviously other players as well, they've kind of regressed, and I think they need to also take accountability. Like, I think Martinelli, he's not been that player. Jesus, obviously, with the injuries and stuff. I think obviously Odegaard this season, like, he's not been anywhere near it. So I think there also needs to be accountability on the player side. But I think Arteta, he's probably got to try and loosen things up a little bit, because I think, again, when I was seeing Arsenal fans. I remember I was watching an interview and I was seeing Arsenal fans talking about how I've been going into the Emirates this season and I've not been enjoying watching us. Like, and I think when that happens, you have to win.
Yeah, I think that's
you have to win.
Yeah,
like if people aren't enjoying your football, but and you're also not winning, then it's a recipe for disaster. So it's like, I think when that happens, that you have to win. So I think, and ultimately as well, like, I think he just needs to, like, again, no one's saying that statistics and data, they're not relevant. Of course they are. They have their place in football. But also I think, man, you've just got to try and relinquish a little bit of control. And hopefully if you do sign those players that you need to sign, hopefully he does give them a bit of freedom.
He's going to have to, because, again, I think the critics that don't believe in him already believe he's not going to do that, which is why he's ultimately going to fail. And they will be right if he doesn't do that. So I think this is where, for me, it's like, the club, back him, have a big summer, and Arteta, you now need to make those final tweaks to understand. Because I'm always very, I'm always a bit more patient with him, just because, again, I do also think he also can get better. He will grow as a manager too in terms of experience. But this is where now you need to actually pass the test now. So I feel like that's what he's kind of at now, where it's like, giving you patience, first job, that's all nice, but now you need to pass the test. So you need to put the last 3-4 years of knowledge together and learn, figure out where you've made mistakes as well, which, like you say, is when we went too much to the other side of now trying to just be too City light, which Arsenal fans just aren't enjoying either. So it's not fun to watch either. So and we've seen what happened with that City team as well. So it's like you're even following the worst City team in recent years, and you can see how it ended up where they are. Now they have to reinvent themselves. So we don't want to copy their football, how they played. So yeah, I think he has a lot of figuring out to do this summer, man.
Yeah, I think he's just put a lot of his eggs in the same basket. Like, I think with, again, like trying to take this data-driven approach with not allowing a certain level of attacking freedom, and then I think with how he's performed in some of the other cups as well, and how he's not necessarily prioritized them in previous seasons, and has kind of put all these eggs into that Premier League.
That was a little bit hard though, because I also want to be someone that remembers it being in those moments too. And I think in those moments there was always like a logical, like we're in a title race that we didn't expect to be in a title race. We're in it's like the first two.
I feel like 22. I feel like 22, 23. I think that was the case, but I think like in 23, 24, I don't think that was the case. I think by the end of that season, like I think everyone expected Arsenal to challenge again, and I think ultimately, like I felt like with like even the approach to like some of the, because again with the 22-23, I think you just missed out of top 4 the season prior, and then you were in that season, you were in the Europa League as well, but all of a sudden like this title race just appeared. Like, do you get me? And cool, he can be forgiven for like maybe not being able to manage, and maybe you can make the argument that Arsenal didn't have the squad necessarily to like, you know, push on fully on both sides as regards to both competitions. But I think after that, like again, I felt like like especially the next season, and I feel like even this season with Newcastle, not to say that he didn't give it a go, but Arsenal shouldn't be losing 4-0 on aggregate to Newcastle in a cup semi-final. I'm not saying that Newcastle aren't capable of beating you. They 100% are. Like, and we saw how good of a team they were. They beat Liverpool in the final, but you shouldn't be losing 4-0 across both legs. Like, again, I think before Saka scored that goal against PSG, which ended up being a consolation, I think it was no goal scored in 6 semi-finals. Like, it's just not gonna cut it. Like, it's just not gonna cut it. Yeah, like that's just not gonna cut it. Like, he's got a, and I think again mentally, how those trophies can kind of just like alleviate pressure as well a little bit, or just help build confidence and momentum. Like, again, like you can't underestimate that factor, because again, that now is a whole thing of like, oh, it's 5 years and there's been nothing. Like, do you get me? And then that narrative starts to build, and then more pressure starts to like build and build and build. So yeah, I think ultimately next season's gonna be a real big one for him. I think again, outside, this is the last thing I'll say on Arsenal. I think from the outside looking in, I think obviously there's some people where they're very strongly Arteta in, some people very strongly Arteta out. I think that a lot of the people that are like very strongly Arteta in, I think both sides, like I can see a level of toxicity. I can never say this word, toxicity. Yeah, I can see a level of toxicity. And what I mean by that is that I think with a lot of the people that are very strongly Arteta in, my problem with it is not that you're backing the manager. My problem is that it seems to become this kind of cult following thing, whereas you've put all your eggs in this basket and it's just like you're just not willing to let it go. And there's no trust in the fact that someone like a Saka has developed, someone like a Saliba has developed. Like, if Arteta goes, this whole thing shouldn't crumble. Like, it shouldn't crumble. Like, so I think sometimes that's how it's presented. Like, oh, you know what? Like, if Arteta goes, then the only way we can win has to be with Arteta and etc. And don't get me wrong, I fully get the fact that he's got you here and he's done very well to get you here, and you would love to see him be the one that gets you over the line, especially considering the fact that you can tell that he really loves the club. So that would be great. Like, do you get me? But also, I think I always look at it weirdly when you see fans and they put a manager before the club, the same way you put a player before the club.
Bro, I think that's the world we live in now, though. It's
like
people have cult followings of things or people. They're idolizing, they're looking for idols, or now they can't do any wrong. So it's So
like with me, I find it weird. Like I'm just like, like surely it should be a thing of like, you know what, we want Arsenal to win. And if you genuinely believe that Arsenal's best chance at winning the majors is with Arteta, then fairs. But also, if it starts to become apparent that that's not the case, then you should be more than willing to say, all right, cool, you know what? Thank you for what you've done. But then we need someone else to get us over the line. And again, it doesn't mean Arteta's a bad manager. It doesn't mean that he's not been able to do a good. He's not been able to do.
I think this is where you didn't talk about the other toxic side, which
and then the other side.
He's a horrible manager. He's what he's done for those. It's not genuine either way. Where I feel like it's that whole thing of like you can't objectively say that he's a horrible or he's been terrible or he's bad, or that's like just not objectively true. That's like you can be angry and feel like he hasn't got. You might even think he's never going to be the guy that's going to get us over the line. That's fair. But it's when also the other side to just start talking.
You know what it is? I think both sides can feed into each other. So it's like they anger each other. Like so one will make a statement and say, this. And then again, I think it's also a generational gap as well as regards to, like we've mentioned it before, but some of the younger fans, bruv, their whole experience of Arsenal within this Emirates era has been horrible. And they're like, rah, you know what? We can actually be proud of the team. And then you've got some of the older fans where it's just like, nah, we've seen our team win leagues. We've seen our team win cups. Like, this isn't good enough. Like, we can't just stop here. We need to also get over the line. And I understand that, to be fair, because I also know that history remembers winners. Like, it remembers those who are able to get over the line, those who are able to win trophies. And again, like you look at someone like a Gareth Southgate, who he was able to get to 2 Euro finals. He was able to get to a World Cup semi-final, World Cup quarter-final. Like, just looking at it from a tournament perspective, he'd done better than how many other England managers. But ultimately, there does come a point where it's like, you know what? You're not able to get it over the line. And again, talking about the style of football and stuff, if Southgate was able to get it over the line, then a lot of people can forgive the style of football. They'll say, hey, you know what? The style of football was this, it was that, but you were able to do it. But then when you're not able to get it over the line, then that style of football infuriates fans even more. And I think, again, it's a similar thing with Arteta, talking about how he's been building this team and how he's been approaching games, where if you are able to get over the line, then if Arteta was to win the Champions League this season, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about, we've not been as fluid as this. We've not been You've done it. You've got it over the line. Cool. But when you're not, then that criticism is going to come back twofold. Like, that's just how it is. So ultimately, I think it's a big one for him. I think he's going to stay. He's going to be there regardless. So, like, I think now it's just the thing of like, hoping from an Arsenal fan perspective, not from a rival fan perspective, that he's able to get things over the line. But yeah, bro. Hey, man, that's enough Arsenal. I'm sure we'll talk more about Arsenal later on.
I don't even want to speak about Arsenal for the rest of the season. So please,
hey, man, no, we'll be back, bro. We'll be back, bro. So we'll be back, bro.
Floating to our second or third place finish.
Hey, man, bro. We'll be back, bro. But yeah, let me just quickly get these chats out of the way. Entertain, you man need the cup or something. Martinelli, nay or no way. Obviously, shout out Luca. Go subscribe to Luca if you haven't already. Check out his channel. Arteta manages Arsenal like FPL and still loses. He copies the FPL content creators. He triple captain during this.
This guy's so annoying, man. Bro, just get through this. Get through his thing.
It's the last one. But Randolph chips at PSG chip allocation. Oh yeah, cool. He's a master troll. But hey, moving on, man. Obviously, Manchester United. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah, obviously, Athletic Bilbao, we were able to get past them. I was at the game, and yeah, man, it was a funny game because I think we started off poor. Like there was like, it's always weird when you're approaching games like that, where like you have such a big lead. It's probably similar to how you felt with like the Real Madrid tie when it's like you're 3-0 up and it's like there's a solid expectation like, hey man, you should be easing through. And I felt like, yeah, we were 3-0 up and it was just like we were so nervous. We were nervous on the ball, like we weren't stringing passes together. And I think they started to really like dictate the match, and then they get the goal. And when they get the goal, I'm like, bruv, like United, don't even play no sort of again, bruv. Like when I've just witnessed United come back from 4-2 down to win 5-4 with 7 minutes, I know that football, like things could change very quickly. So when they got the goal, and their fans as well, like I gotta give credit to their fans because they didn't stop singing again. Like these like fans of like these other European leagues, man, like they don't play any games whatsoever. So yeah, man, like we go into halftime, it's 1-0. Yeah, as well, Garnacho as well had another great chance. He misses. I'm thinking, damn, this is not what we needed. And then yeah, second half comes, and then yeah, man, Mount, who's been injured, he's not been able to play a lot of games. Like, yeah, his time at United hasn't been great at all. But yeah, it was a brilliant finish by him to make it 1-1 on the night. And yeah, obviously 4-1 on aggregate. But I think Ahmad came on and he just raised the levels, like literally, like he was a class apart. Like the two standout performers for me, obviously Mount got the goals, but like putting Mount aside, I think Ahmad and Yoro, like yeah, they were the two standout performers. Yoro was brilliant. Like he was so good, literally. Like yeah, again, ever since that Southampton match, like yeah, this guy's just been. He's been all the things that we were hearing as regards to how much potential he's got and etc. Like, yeah, like we're beginning to see it like on a consistent basis because his confidence playing the ball out from the back, his passing, his awareness, everything, like he was top. But then Ahmad came on and yeah, like he was a class apart. Like literally the flicks, like there was one where it's just like he span man, put it through his legs, nasty. Then obviously he got the assist for Højlund's goal where it was just like almost practically like, bro, you're not gonna, I'm a baby feed you so you don't miss this. Like, do you get me? So yeah, like, yeah, he done that. Casemiro as well. Like, obviously he stepped up. I've got to give him a lot of credit as well because like, and I remember having this whole rant when Ten Hag was in charge, and I was saying, you know what, like I felt like Casemiro was being made a bit of a scapegoat, and all of our midfield problems were being weighed upon him, and it wasn't all on him. Like, not saying that he didn't have a dip in form, but yeah, there was definitely like wider issues, and I think especially in Europe, like he's really stepped up. Like I think he's brought a certain level of assuredness and calmness, and he got the goal. And then yeah, man, like Mount gets another one. Which was yeah, like brilliant finish again. So yeah, man, like I really couldn't complain in the end where I was just like, yeah, you know what, 4-1, like very comprehensive victory, but it was nervy and it didn't necessarily tell the whole story of the game because yeah, that first half wasn't great, and yeah, like we were able to pick it up in the second half. And then obviously where that leaves us is that we've got a Spurs final. So yeah, man, like yeah, we're gonna be meeting in Bilbao, and yeah, like that's obviously an absolutely massive one for both clubs. Like I think from a Tottenham perspective, obviously Tottenham fans could like share their perspectives perhaps more clearly, but obviously we know how significant it is for them to win a trophy. So even putting Champions League aside, I think just the fact that they are able to win a European trophy, like, I think that's absolutely massive for them. And yeah, I feel like for us, it's the world that we lose this final. I don't want to imagine it. I can't bring myself to imagine it. Like, no, honestly, the world in which we lose this final, I can't bring myself to imagine it. Like, honestly, because it's like we have to win. Like, we literally have to win. I think, obviously,
can both teams lose? No, no. Can both teams lose?
We've got to win because we're gonna speak about it a little bit after this, but like our season has been an absolute shambles, like an absolute disaster. And winning this doesn't rescue it at all, but what it does is that it provides a platform, a better platform for our future. And obviously, yeah, it'll be great to win another trophy, 3 seasons, 3 trophies. That's great. Champions League football. We know what the knock-on effects are of that is as regards to revenue, spending money, transfers, attraction. Like, we just know how pivotal it is. But yeah, like, we need to win this final. Like, literally. I think even this season, bruv, literally, like, when I've been going to games, it's the European nights. That's what's been, fam. Like, those are the nights that have been keeping things alive, man. Like, literally, that's where my
I heard you can get Prem games if you want,
bro. Bro, the European nights. That's where I'm seeing United score goals. Like, you get me? Like, bro, the amount of goals we've scored in Europe, if we compare it to the Prem, bro, is mad, bro. Like, that's where we've been scoring goals. We haven't lost a match in Europe all season. Like, we're still undefeated. So it's like, yeah, it's literally been night and day. So I think, yeah, this Premier League season, again, on the weekend, we lost 2-0 to West Ham at home. And even though, like, us winning games in the Premier doesn't really change anything, it's still, like, I don't ever want to get to the point where I just normalize losing.
Yeah,
like,
do you get me? You're trying to win the game too. It's not like you're not even.
Yeah, like,
we
can't, like, I understand that. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything as regards to, like, we can't, like, qualify for Europe via the table, and yeah, like, they don't have importance on them from that aspect, but just from, like, a general aspect of, like, yeah, like, you're still putting on the shirt, you're still representing Manchester United, you're still living the dream that many of us fans would love to have lived. So when you do that, you've got a duty to perform up to a certain standard, and the standard that they've been performing in the Premier League hasn't been good enough. And that's widespread. That's across, that's the players, that's Amorim as well. We were talking earlier about some of his, like, post-match comments, and yeah, like, he's the complete opposite to Ten Hag, because Ten Hag will be gaslighting us, and Amorim will be telling us, in case you lot thought it was better than it is, let me explain to you how bad things are. Let me just explain to you how bad things are, because some of you might think is a little bit better. So let me explain to you how bad things are. And yeah, like, he's been extremely honest, but also at the same time, like, I feel like, yeah, man, like, a lot of the things that he's been saying, they're true. And like, they're things that the fans know, but I'm not going to go into Ineos, the Glazers, the ownership, all of that stuff, because I've discussed it extensively and we know where we're at with that. Like, and Amorim was dealt a bad hand. He wanted to come at the end of the season. He wasn't able to come at the end of the season. It's not his squad. It's not his players. He's brought in a new formation, new system, all of that stuff. That's all true. And all of those, like, circumstances are most definitely relevant. That being said, this hasn't been good enough. Like, it's just not been. Like, you can't be Manchester United manager and, like, I think, what is it? What is it, 5 or 6
Bro,
wins?
I saw something that his win percentage in the Premier is like 24-25%.
Yeah, like, it's been, you can't be 16th. Like, you can't. He knows that as well. Like, he knows that. Like, it's a good thing he knows that. But yeah, like, it's not good enough. Like, it's just simply not good enough. And even if we win the Europa League, and I think probably this is where it's been very different as regards to Ange and Spurs, and obviously they're 2 different clubs, 2 different circumstances, but Ange's rhetoric in his press conferences has been much more about, like, you know what, we've done brilliant to get to a European final. You lot aren't going to diminish how significant this is. And I think when they were asking him about his league form and why it's been so bad, he was just like, well, yeah, you know, defo, you know, us being in Europe, the cup, like that's affected things and our league form and the amount of games we've had to play. And like I think that's probably partially where there's been a disconnect between Ange and the Spurs fans as well, because I think whilst a lot of Spurs fans, they acknowledge the significance of getting to a European final and potentially winning a trophy, they also know that their league form hasn't been good enough. But I think Ange, a lot of the time in the press conferences, I think there's probably not been a strong enough emphasis, and there's been too much like of a dismissive tone as regards to how he's addressing their league form. Whereas with Amorim, he's not done that at all. Like he's even said, we win the Europa League, brother, doesn't save our season. Like he's been very honest. Like he said all that. I even saw a report earlier today when they were talking about like, oh, United aren't gonna hold a parade if we win the Europa League. And I was like, bruv, this isn't news. Like United don't do that. Like, do you get me? Like United don't hold parades for anything that isn't the Prem or the Champs. Like that's just what it is. Like that's not even cuss cutting. That's just, we don't do that. Like, do you get me? Like we just don't do that, bro. Like we never held a parade when we won the FA Cup. Like we never held a parade when we won the Europa League under Mourinho. Like we don't do that. Like, do you get it? Like, and it's not a disrespect to other clubs. Like, do you get me? But it's just, at United, like, bruv, we win trophies and there's a certain expectation of like, you know what, we are gonna go all out with the celebrations when we're back where it is that we want to be. So like I think that was even news. But Amorim, he's been very forthcoming and like just honest in a lot of these interviews and post-match. But we just again, like I said, I can't bring myself to imagine a world in which we don't win this final. Like we've got to win. And it's mad as well because it's like Spurs, they've beat us 3 times this season. I think I saw that we haven't beat them like since like 2022 or something like that. Like, do you get me? Like, so all of these things, like, again,
what was it? It's only Spurs. Who's that? Who said that? Where's that line from?
Lads is Tottenham. Fergie.
Oh, Lads is Tottenham. Okay,
Lads is Tottenham. Crazy. That was his halftime team talk when we were down at halftime. He said, "Lads is Tottenham." Then we came back to win. But like I think it's just already said Fergie the menace. Hey man, I miss that guy.
I don't miss him.
I miss that guy. But we've got to win. And it's crazy because for both teams, like, again, even if United win, it's not been a great season. But like whoever doesn't win this trophy, like, it's so dark. Like I can't explain how dark it is, bro. It's dark.
You know what? That's the only thing that's keeping me
it's
going.
Dark, bro. It's dark. Like, do you get me? Like it's so dark. Yeah, you at least you know what it is. At least you know you're gonna be able to laugh at one. Like
I think that's the thing with me now, where it's like at least you said you can't imagine a world where you don't win. Like, but it's 2 dark worlds for me, and it's like which world am I gonna want to live in? Because there is the world where you guys win and Spurs don't, and like you said, it's gonna be very dark and it's gonna go. But if I'm being honest, I feel like this is where it's about how long or how low, who will go lower. And I feel like United's low will go so much lower than Spurs. I don't know if you agree with that, but I feel like I feel like you guys not winning is your fan base. You guys are gonna. I think Andy's gonna probably go anyway, but it's like you guys are gonna lose it if you guys don't win this. I think the season as well.
I think United's low will be lower as regards to the reaction, but as regards to how it affects the club, I think it's Spurs.
You think so? Why?
Yeah, because I think if Spurs don't win, who are they getting? What players are they attracting? How are they gonna get themselves back up? Like, I think it becomes like a
I think the Spurs fans will then say that even if they do win, there's no guarantee that they're going to use this to now be back up anyway, or get players, or make a tangible.
There isn't a guarantee, like as regards to them getting maybe the players that they want, but I think in the world where United don't win the Europa League, for example, I think from what I've read, regardless of the Europa League win or not, it looks like United will get a Cunha, for example. Like, I think because of the scale, like it works both ways in the sense of the bigger the club, the bigger the reaction from the fans, and the bigger the meltdown, but also the bigger the cause for concern. Like, do you get me? So it's like, whereas I think with Spurs, like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, you know what, bruv, it's like, it's really like, where do you go from here? Like, where do you go from here? Like, I would be like, rah, I really don't. I think with United, I think Amorim would be in a lot of trouble, like, if he doesn't get it. And I think that's another thing as well, because I think with Spurs, I think Ange, I can see him going regardless.
Yeah,
like,
I
even
agree
if they
with
won
that
it, even if they won it. So it's like, I think if they were to lose it, like, like, I don't think it necessarily changes much as regards to him staying or going. So I feel like as regards to the fans, I think again the reaction would be crazy, like, from a United perspective. Oof. But as regards to like where we're like, what's the route back up? Like, I'll look at Spurs and I'll just be like, bruv, I just don't know where you guys go.
I hear that. I think I see it differently. I think with Spurs, I think Levy showed me enough that I think they win or they don't win, it's the plans are probably still similar. I think Spurs also have the added benefit of they are in a great stadium that they're making loads of money from as well. I feel like with United too, off the back of, like we said, you're going to get Cunha, like you said, regardless. But is you're going to get Cunha, but do you have Champions League and the lap? But then it's like, what else then what else can you now get if you get Champions League, and what can you now no longer get if you don't get Champions League?
I think where it would affect us probably when it comes to our transfers is that I think selling. So it's like, I think maybe potentially, you know, when you were hearing a lot of the reports as regards to selling Garnacho, and obviously, you know, Rashford's gonna go and etc. Like, I think the whole sell to buy thing becomes much more apparent. Like, do you get me? Obviously, I hope it doesn't happen, someone like a Kobe, but yeah, like, I think the sell to buy thing, like, I think that now becomes more of a reality for Manchester United. Whereas I think with Champions League football, I think we're going to sell players regardless, and we're going to try and flush things out. But as regards to selling players that we don't really want to sell, I feel like that becomes less of a thing if we win. Whereas I think if we don't, then I think that potential rises a bit. And I think with Spurs, like, I hear what you're saying as regards to Levy and stuff like that, but I think they still spent like 60 odd on someone like a Solanke. Like, do you get me? Like, I think they've still been able to make purchases, and I think, like, even as regards to like just the attraction, because Tottenham's I know people like banter Tottenham, etc., but Tottenham's a big football club, and I think when you're looking at their potential like route back up to being competitive, because I think under Poch, obviously prior to Poch as well, like, I remember like the Harry Redknapp teams of like your Van der Vaart, your Modric, your Bales, like, do you get me? Like Defoe as well, like they've had good entertaining teams. They were able to get Champions League football. They were able to progress. They've not been able to get over the line when it comes to trophies. And again, that's why I always say sometimes, man, like, you guys are more similar than you like to admit. But then Arsenal fans always look at me funny.
Like, I get it. It's United, Liverpool, but you lot, the Arsenal Spurs gap is massive. You lot are taking a piss, man. You're taking a piss. You're taking a piss. You're taking a piss. I'm sorry. You're taking a piss. And this is why. This is the main thing why that Champions League is so painful, is because of these kind of rhetorics where it's like we get one Champions League, then the argument between like us and Chelsea is no longer comparable. But without that Champions League, it's they have this, you don't have it. Move on, brother.
No one's talking about it from what you won perspective. We're not talking about that. We know Arsenal 13 league titles, 3 Premier League titles. Like, we know that. Like, do you get me? Tottenham have only won 2 league titles. That's not what we're talking about. But as regards to this gene of like, Spurs have a thing of like, they just can't get over the line, bro. And Arsenal, over the years, they've also built up that thing, bro. Like, it's true. No, like, honestly,
I know it's a thing.
Sometimes we look at Arsenal. No, sometimes honestly, we look at Arsenal and we're just like, bro. Like, I remember even talking about, I was chatting to my boy, and I was saying, you know what? I'm genuinely a little bit worried that Arsenal they're gonna beat PSG, bro. And now we get to a final and it's a one-off game. Like, do you get me? And he's like, bro, why are you sweating? And I was just like, what do you mean? And he's just like, bro, I'm giving him all the logical arguments as regards to the physical. He's just like, bro, it's Arsenal, bro. Like, it's just like it's just Arsenal. Like, do you get me? And I feel like that's a reputation that you've built. Like, and again, I'm not saying that it's to the same degree as Spurs. Nah, do you get me? But the same way people say, oh, Spursy, whatever, but Arsenal over the years they've started to build that reputation.
I'm not gonna get into this, man. I'm not gonna get into this because it's gonna annoy me because we were doing our thing. Some people came and had oil money injected into their club, and then because we couldn't compete, bro, now it's Arsenal almost, and they didn't do it. It's
bro,
cool,
that's just been the reputation, bro. Again, fam, like even big Arsenal. Like, do you know how mad it is, bro? Where you actually deep in that big Arsenal with all your years of existence, you've not been able to get a Champions League.
Yeah, no, that one is crazy,
bro. Like that is mad, bro. Like, do you get me? Even when we banter about the Europa League and whatever, like, do you get me? Obviously, you were there for like what 6 seasons straight, I think, and it was like you weren't able to get over the line. Even back, bro, under Wenger with Henry, Bergkamp, when you fell into the Europa League, you lost the Galatasaray. I mean, UEFA Cup, where it was at that time. You lost the Galatasaray in the final, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, there's always just been a thing. Like, do you get it? Like, there's just been a thing of like, when it gets to this moment, like Arsenal, they just can't get over the line. Like, do you get me? Especially in Europe, do you get me? But now it's translated to domestically, whereas domestically that wasn't a thing, but now it's started to translate it. We're not putting you guys in the same category. Obviously, even 2020, you won the FA Cup. Like Spurs, their last trophy was 08. So it's different degrees. But as regards to that, you look at everything logically, and then they're like, and the whole it's Arsenal. Like, that's a reputation that you guys need to rub out. Like, it's something that's been built.
I don't even mind that. I don't actually mind that one. It's what you try to say. You guys are like Spurs, like, nah.
No, that's it's because people have that thing about Spurs where they're just like, you know, the same way people talk about United. Like, do you get me? The rival fans say it to me all the time. They're just like, bro, no matter how bad you lot are, like, you've just got ability to just win a final. Like, do you get me? Just win a trophy.
I'm gonna rant, man.
Even when you're bad.
I'm gonna go on a rant. The fact that this is the year that the Champions League teams didn't drop into Europa and you as Spurs were able to get to this final, bro. I'm gonna lose it. Just continue, man.
You know, also that one as well, yeah? That's even another thing. When Arsenal fans bring that up, Arsenal fans act like when they were in the Europa League, they weren't getting knocked out by Europa League sides.
No, it was Atletico. It seems like Atletico.
Bro, Sporting, Olympiacos, bro. People act like
okay, fair enough.
All the Champions League teams dropped down.
Nah, man, bro, it was the aura, bro. When they're in it, when they're in it, it's a different aura. It's a different aura,
bro. They act like they've not been knocked out by Europa League teams that were in the Europa League from the beginning, bro. Like, do you get me? That's why sometimes it's funny. Like, it's funny. Even I've seen some Arsenal fans saying, it's annoying because if we were in the Europa League, we definitely would have won it. I said, bro, says who? Based on what? Like, do you get me? You're basing it on, look at our team logic. And I was just like, bro, forget all of that. Forget all of that, bro. You guys have proven. I told you, bro. Henry, Bergkamp, Vieira, Galatasaray, they done you. Like, do you get me, bro? They done you, bro. Bro, like, do you get me? You guys have got a proven thing. So until you get over that, like, until that becomes, again, it's the same way. I hate them. You know how much I hate them. But Liverpool, bro, I look at them and I'm like, bro, they've also got a thing where it's just like even when they weren't, like, that 05 team shouldn't be winning no Champions League. Like, do you get me? Like, they're picking up FA Cups. Like, do you get me? Like, 06, 01. Like, they're able to, I remember, like, just even like, was it the League Cup, I think, in 2012, where they were able to, was it 2012, 2011? I can't remember. But yeah, like, I think it was Cardiff, they're able to pick up a trophy here or there. Like, I think, so Arsenal, they've just built up this reputation, in it, and it's just one of them ones where it's just like, you've just got to get rid of it. And the way you get rid of it is winning the thingy. And bro, that's, you know where it is as well, because it's like, that's why a lot of our rival fans, they were like, we don't want Arsenal to win the champs, because they know if you do, it's not just about we can't banter you no more about winning the Champions League and this not winning it. It's also, we know there's this mental block, and if you win the champs, then it goes. And that's very scary, bro. We don't want it to go. We want there to be that thing. Like, we want you to doubt yourselves. Like, we want your confidence. Like, do you get me? We want those insecurities to creep up. When it's your time, we want the insecurities to continue. We want the voices in your head to appear and say, hey, man, are you guys really capable? But if you win the champs, then that goes, bro. I said it, bro. If Arsenal win the Champions League this season, bro, I'm so sure they win the league next season. Like, it's that significant. I'm just like, bro, it was the same way when Liverpool, when Klopp finally, like, he got that Champions League, obviously he got to the Europa League final, he'd been building his team. When they beat Spurs in that Champions League final, I said, yeah, there's no way these lot aren't winning the league next season. It's just like, because you got over the hump. So it's like, it's the same way, I think you went 9 years without winning the FA Cup. From 05, you beat us in the final 05, and then you won it in 2014, bro. Like, do you get me? And I remember it was a big thing, like when we were in school, like, oh, Arsenal, you've gone how many years without a trophy? You even lost the League Cup final to Birmingham. Like, do you get me? 2011, it was a thing, bro. But when you beat Hull, but when you beat Hull, 2014, you went 2-0 down, then you came back, you won, Ramsey got the winner, then what happened? 2015, you won the FA Cup again. Then 2017, you won the FA Cup again. Then 2020, you won the FA Cup again. And it's because you've gotten over the trophy thing. Like, do you get me? So now we've got another trophy thing happening. Do you get me? And we want it to stay like that. Like, do you get me? And we don't want you to get one of the big ones, because that might unlock it.
And again, this is why I say I'm in a dark place right now, because I see Spurs and I see they can pick up this Europa League, and then now they can shake that trophy thing off their necks as well. I said, bro, we need to be in trauma together. Trauma together.
Bro,
so it's crazy.
It's dangerous. Like, when teams are able to get over kind of like that mental block, then it's crazy. That's why, bro, I was like, bro, don't let Arsenal win this Champions League, bro, because that's when I genuinely would be scared. Like, I genuinely would be scared, because I think like that can kickstart an era, and I don't want that. Do you get me? So I think that's the thing. Like, it's just one of them ones. That's normally how it works. Like, you're able to get the first one and then domino effect. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, man, back to United. I think, yeah, it's super significant. Like, I think transfers wise, we just need a lot of work, bro. Like, our team is just...
Yeah, well, how would you prioritize it right now? And then what's it looking like right now? Yeah, obviously Acuna the lap, but what's it looking like from the United?
Cunha, like, yeah, I need Cunha. I feel like, yeah, baller. Yeah, he's a baller. I think he just ticks so many boxes. Like, he's extremely technical. Like, he can ball carry. He's strong. He's powerful. He's a good finisher. I've spoken about it so many times, where it's like, when Bruno is going through on goal, I'm thinking, yes, you know what? Like, I'm convinced that you're going to be able to convert the chance. But there's so many other players in the team where they go through on goal, and I'm just like, I just don't have any confidence that you're going to be able to score. And I think someone like Acuna, again, like, he's a good finisher. Like, I'll have confidence that he can put the ball in the back of the net. And I think, again, he's also a player that can do something out of nothing. Like, he can open up teams. Like, he's got that bit of individual brilliance. So Cunha, I really like that signing. And again, another advantage, been in the Premier League. He doesn't have to adjust to a new league, etc. And I think the only thing that people have said is, oh, you know what? Like, his attitude, can he cause a bit of trouble? Is he a bit lazy? And again, with me, as regards to attitude and all of that, like, I would just hope that, do you get me? Like, he doesn't cause problems. But I think I like someone also that is confident, that does have like a bit of something about them, because I think we also need some players to come into Manchester United where, when things aren't going right, their head's not going to drop. Like, do you get me? And it's like, we also need like someone where it's like, if he does miss a chance, that doesn't now turn into a 16-game run. Like, do you get me? Like, we need someone where it's just like, right,
you know, what is so important with you guys is quality firstly, but then also the mentality of the players that you're bringing in as well. And I think that also starts with your negotiation with these players, where this is where Ineos too, because I think the thing that used to shock me the most about United is, for example, he's doing very well right now. So this isn't even like a criticism of him, but I think it just kind of emphasizes everything wrong with your transfer policy. is that you'll take a Maguire from a Leicester and then make him one of the highest paid centre backs in the world. It's like he would have come to you if you gave him half of these wages. So why did you feel like because he's coming to United, you now have to absolutely break the bank to have these players? I think even what you guys are even giving Cunha, I think it needs to be he's coming and it's like we're trying to get United back to being a Premier League serious club, and that's the energy and not another. I want to go to United because I know United pay well over there, and then that's when the negative character traits can then become an issue of it becomes a kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if he has the right mentality where it's like he's coming, he might have all those, maybe he can be a bit arrogant, but at the end of the day he wants to win and he's serious about his job, then no one cares about that kind of stuff in it. So I think that's where it's gonna be key about the mentality of bringing these players in with as well.
I think it's positive signs as regards to like the fact that again based on all the reports from like all the major journalists, Romano, Ornstein, it's a thing where regardless whether we win the Europa League, whether in the Champions League or not, he wants to come. And yeah, like that's encouraging. I think the release clause aspect of things helps as well, because it's just like cool, like the price kind of speaks for itself. I think from what I was reading, United may potentially try to pay a little bit over the release clause to pay in installments. So yeah, and then I haven't read what wages he's going to be on, but yeah, like hopefully it just like fits within the structure and etc. So I feel like that's a good signing. I think the controversial one amongst the fan base, because I think everyone's pretty much like 90% of United fans that I've seen, everyone's extremely happy with Cunha. Like he ticks all of the boxes. The one which has been causing a lot of division is Delap. Like really? I think that's Delap's the one that's causing a lot of division, because there's a lot of people saying, you know what, we've got Højlund, who is a young striker and he struggled. We've bought Xerxes, who like isn't like your out and out number 9, and he's young and he's developing. Do we want to now buy another 22-year-old who, whilst he's looked promising, like he also needs time to develop, and we don't want to put all of that pressure on him? Is that the way to go? Or do you want to buy someone with more experience who like can come into the United team and again like can handle the circumstances in which they're going to be thrown in better? And I think that's been the big debate. Like I think a lot of United fans are like, oh, yeah, like I don't really want the lap, like yeah, it's uninspiring, etc., etc. And other fans are like, nah, you know what, really good piece of business. And I think the people who said they don't want the lap, I think that's mainly like from the standpoint of that being the striker signing. Like yeah, like I think most people, if there was another person, then they'll be happy. But as regards to it being the lap, and it's like, because I think the United, I think 2 of the heaviest shirts, like, do you get me, is the United 9 shirt or whoever's up front, and the United goalkeeper shirt. Like, and I think like whoever is your main striker, they're gonna have a lot of responsibility. As regards to me, I like the lap a lot. I think he's a good player. I think like I've seen him play a lot for Ipswich, and I think he's got good fundamentals. I do understand where some people are coming from as regards to, you know what, it would fill them with more confidence if there was like a striker who was older, who had more experience, where it was like, okay, you know what, this feels a little bit less like a gamble. But when I look at the strikers, I'm thinking, who would that be? Like Gyökeres, it looks from everything that I've been hearing that he's probably going to go to you guys. We'll see how that pans out. Someone like a Osimhen, I don't think Osimhen's going to come to United. I think from all the reports, it doesn't look like we're in for him. I think his wages are extremely high. And I think that's going to be a problem. So now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, where do you want to go? Like, do you get me? Because someone like Ekitike, like you could look at him. I think he's been linked with Liverpool, but he's also a young striker. Someone like a Sesko, he's also a young striker. So it's kind of like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go down like the Mateta route? I don't know how much it will cost from like a Palace. Like, but yeah, he's a good player. But yeah, like I think I'll probably just want to see like, okay, so what are your alternatives then? As regards to like a striker, like I think that will probably be the thing. But I think from what it's looking like, it'll be Cunha, and Delap. Me personally, I think looking at this United team, I think again, there's so many positions that we can go for as regards to, but I'm gonna try keep it like realistic and like, yeah, just like not too ambitious.
I guess if you can you maybe in the order of priority in terms
order
of like,
priority?
Yeah.
I think we these are all very high priority, you know.
Okay.
I think we need a striker. I think we need 2 10s. I think we need 2 10s. And again, financially, this might be very, very hard to do. So like I'm not saying this will happen, but if you were able to like do something like a Delap, Cunha, and an Mbeumo, then I think a lot of the concerns as regards to Delap and him being a young striker, I think they should minimize, because I think there's a lot of goals there. Like, do you get me? Like, I think with Cunha and Mbeumo there, like, I think there's goals. Like, they're good finishers. So, like, that would ease the burden. But I think, again, that's another very difficult deal to do. But yeah, like, I know United were linked briefly with, I think the Argentinian kid. I think, yeah, like I've been seeing a lot of reports about him, wonder kid, Mastantuano.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, his preference would be Madrid, which makes sense. And he's 17 as well. So it's like, yeah, I don't really know what to read into that. I think Semenyo's someone that's also been linked as well. Obviously, United fans, I've not really seen it, our club linked to them, but United fans have spoken about Shirky. But yeah, but I think we need 2 10s. Okay. I think striker, midfielder, and wing back. And then for me, goalkeeper. Yeah.
Okay.
So how much is that? That's like 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Like, do you get me? But I think when you are looking at United, like it is because for Arsenal, what were we looking at? We were looking at,
I think it was like 4, 5. Yeah.
4, 5. So if Arsenal are looking at 4, 5, United should be looking at 6. Like, do you get me?
Bro, it does make sense.
Yeah, we should be looking at 6. And I think
I guess so. Would you say
Rashford's gonna go, Sancho's gonna go, Eriksen's out of contract, Lindelof is out of contract,
Anthony,
bro, he's been balling for him.
I was gonna ask you, brother.
Someone from La Liga will get him. I've heard Atletico been linked with him.
Okay, so I'm saying, so you wouldn't give him one last hurrah, one last.
Nah, man, like it's not worked here. Like I think it's one of them ones where it's like, yeah, go where you're thriving, man. Like, do you get me? He looks like he's got his joy back. Like, yeah, man. Like, bro, if we can let's get a 40 for that and call it quits. Do you get me? Let's get 40 for that and call it quits. So yeah, but yeah, man, I feel like we definitely need like, yeah, I think we need like 6. Yeah, like, yeah, I think we need like 6. So yeah, and then again, people have spoken about centre backs and stuff, but I think that's probably for me like the last priority, because I think you've got Martinez, obviously, who's been injured, but he'll be back. You've got De Ligt, you've got Yoro, you've got Aiden Heaven. You still have Maguire, you've got Maz there as well. And you've got Shaw, who I say that very lightly, but because he's just always injured, but he can potentially play like, yeah, as a left centre back. So I feel like you've got like a few options there. Like ideally, yeah, like I do hear getting one more in. But yeah, like I feel like you've got the options there. I think wing back from a profile standpoint, again, we need someone who can stand up their defender and have a go at them, because that's why Ahmad, again, like, you know, we did the stream early on in the season and I was saying, bro, I want to see Ahmad in the 10. And yeah, like I think in the 10 he balls. He's also done a good job at wing back. But I think currently I like seeing him in the 10, but if we're just gonna play defenders at wing back, then I feel like he needs to play wing back, because we need someone who can help like advance our attacks, and we need someone who can also be creative out wide. And right now we currently lack that. I think Dorgu, his type of profile, I've said it before, I think Dorgu, hopefully he'll improve and improve and improve. But when I look at him, I think he's an engine. He can get up and down, like physically, he's big. And I think what you're looking from him is just for him to just make better decisions and for him to perfect his delivery. Like that's the type of wing back he is. He's not your, I'm going to give you step overs, dribble in between one player, two players. He's not going to do what Ahmad does. Like, do you get me? Like, that's not his game. So I want someone else who can do what Ahmad does at wing back. Like, do you get me? So I feel like I think that's really important for like the type of system that we would try to play. I've said it before, like I really like Mantato from the academy. I feel like he's someone who potentially can do a job there. But again, like you can't just be, if academy gems come, brilliant, but you can't be relying on academy gems. Like, do you get me? So yeah, man, like we've got a lot of work to do. Like we've got a lot of work to do, and it all starts off with us winning that Europa, like, because we need to win it. Because again, I think it just, you're able to tick the box of the trophy, and then what it potentially does for our summer is massive. And then yeah, we'll use this as a very quick opportunity whilst we're speaking about transfers, bro. Bro, I'm seeing City linked with Verts, linked with Renders, bro. Like I'm seeing them trying to put a Rodri, Verts, Renders midfield together. I'm like, bro, what is going on? After they've already, bro, what's even happened to, what's my man's name, bro? The Spanish midfielder, Nico Gonzalez, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's even happened to him, bro? That was a young 60.
Bro, I told you, bro. When other managers, you die by your transfer.
Bro. Bro. What happened to him, bro? Man, he was playing, and all of a sudden, bro, he's just out of here again. But yeah, bro, Bayern, I need the interception. Because I heard Liverpool are also trying to see what's happening there, and Liverpool have money to spend as well. Like, because they spend nothing, and they've won the league. Like, Bayern, I need the interception. Intercept that.
Man. They need to make sure take his
intercept that.
Brother, you're not leaving the country, bro.
Intercept.
You're not leaving the country. That'll be horrible.
Yeah, man.
Horrible. Verts at Liverpool City.
Intercept that, man. Intercept that. So,
and even the Frimpong move as well for Liverpool. That's gonna be very interesting as well.
What
are you thinking?
Frimpong, he's brilliant attacking wise, but defensively, I think he's very vulnerable. And I think he defo suits like a wing back setup much more than a back four. That's not to say that he might not come into Liverpool and do a much better job, and that's where coaching comes into it and all of that stuff. So but initially I think, like when looking at Leverkusen, I think that system fits him perfectly. It'll be interesting to see how he manages in 4 at the back system.
I think that's going to definitely be a big job for how Slot, and even though they might have to do something similar to, I guess, how Klopp used to help Trent out as well, where maybe it's I forgot his name, the midfielder that has an engine on him, Liverpool right now has a shot on him as well that they bought.
Szoboszlai.
Matt says Szoboszlai, you're gonna have to do these shifts to help a brother out defensively. But it'll be interesting to see how he kind of uses him. I think it's just losing an attacking option like Trent to then replace him with a Frimpong. Yeah, they can make that work, then that could be very scary as well. So they'll definitely have to do something in terms of how they protect him defensively for sure. How they set up, they're gonna have to change the team. I guess if you're trying to now have an overlapping wing and fullback like that. But I think I like the transfer on the face of it, but they're gonna have to make it work. So we'll see. So yeah, if they get him and they try bringing a Verts as well, horrible hours for everyone, man. So yeah, Bayern, please. I call your words, Bayern, please.
Yeah, and City as well. Yeah, like what they're trying to do, they're trying to come back with vengeance. Like,
hey, what's going on though? What happened? Where's Philip
back.
Foden? Is he not the heir to the crown? What's going on?
Hey man, they're trying to protect him. Protect him. He needs the ballers around him.
That's crazy work, bro. Every time this guy needs to show up, his daddy buys him new toys. Says now go play with Bert. So shows that you're still one of the best young players in the world. Crazy stuff, man. We're going to talk about. We're not hating. Hating.
No, really talented footballer, but he's definitely been able to have a privilege that many other young players have not been afforded because, like he's definitely not stepped up this season. And with what City are looking like they're going to be able to do in the transfer market, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. But yeah, man. Very quickly, when he said defo not because Spurs have never bought expensive players, etc. We've always relied on potential players that finally realize their potential. Yeah, I think that's Spurs.
I think that's why my thing too. I think the upside for United is still higher than the upside for Spurs, even if they win it. I don't think it's gonna make any drastic difference to their business, if I'm being honest. Whereas I think United, it can be that extra, and 2 players maybe that you guys need in your budget that you're not able to get. So I think that's the concerning thing from if United win it. But
as regards to like the up, I think the upside for us is more than the upside for Spurs. I think I think when I was talking about the downside, I think, don't get me wrong, bro, I told you I can't even imagine a world in which, because United are bigger and just us finishing 16th, 15th, 14th, 17th, wherever it is, and not winning the Europa League. Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, the crash out would be generational.
But I think because the crash out would be so bad, I feel like things would have to be done. Whereas I feel like with Spurs, the crash out could happen and not much is done. Regardless.
That's a shout as well.
So I think with United, what happens? It takes longer to try, and the rebuild is now, you've now put maybe potentially like an extra couple years on it. Like, do you get me, or whatever the case may be? Whereas I think with Spurs, it's just like, I just don't even see. I think it's gonna take a lot of, like Wendy said, just getting players in who are like young and just letting them develop, and then maybe people like a Bergvall, like he just, again, talented player, and he just goes from strength to strength to strength to strength and starts balling out. Like, do you get me? And then maybe you've got another academy boy that can come through and do his thing, and then but yeah, it's I think for either side it's horrible. Like, anyway, like, do you get me? Like, I think,
hey man, so again, that's what that's keeping me warm. I know that someone is gonna crash out with me this summer, man. I'm not gonna be alone.
Yeah, it will definitely be someone, one of us. Regardless, we're heavily reliant on Levy plus Paratici making smart signings in the summer. Win or lose, nothing changes. Yeah, I think that echoes kind of what it was saying. Then we got a couple more from Unorthodox Change. It's your level, bro. They get to the final. And Unorthodox Change said no Hoylands. And yeah, it would be interesting to see what his future's even looking like.
I was seeing some Italian news.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man, don't spread this news. You better stay at United, brother. So,
yeah. I think that the big one for us especially is gonna be that midfield position, because I think Ugarte, it's just, he's got obviously his like off the ball strengths, but he's just not the quality that we need.
Ooh, and I think that's actually gonna be my question. You know, when you said that other midfielder, so that's instead of not with. Like, when you say, I was thinking it'll be what?
With me, it'll be instead of.
Will be instead of. Wow. Okay, then I actually was thinking you meant someone to play with him, but okay, that's interesting.
Like, maybe like in certain times, like they might play. That's why I said, because ideally with me currently, how things are set up, what I would do, I would move Bruno down to the 8. And then again, if you're able to get another right wing back and then play Ahmad and Cunha in the 10s, then you do that. Or you play Ahmad at wing back and you get 2 10s and Cunha and someone else and you let them play. But yeah, I think I would currently
So you wouldn't run. So if you got Cunha, you wouldn't want to run, I guess, the Bruno Cunha 10s. You're like, you want Bruno deeper if he's gonna play in this team. Is that kind of where your head's at?
It's not that he can't play 10, but I think it's because of what we currently lack in midfield. Like Bruno currently is the one who can break the lines with like the range of passing necessary. Like he's currently the one that can do that. Ugarte can't do that. Casemiro can do that at times. He's really good at like that first time over the shoulder kind of like, which kind of like if you're on the shoulder of the last defender, you try to run onto it. He's really good at that first time ball. But also Casemiro, like I think he's someone that if he stays, which I think he will, we've got to manage him. Like he comes in and out. Like, do you get me? Like he's not like your starter every few days. Like, do you get me? Because then I think you're not going to get the best out of him. So currently we need someone. I think the only way like you maybe now say Bruno plays higher up is if you're able to get someone who can break the lines. But currently, like I don't think like we've got. Yeah, we just don't have that. We don't have that profile, and I think that profile is hard to get as well. Like, so because I think that's currently what we need, because it's like you've got your 3 at the back, you've got your wing backs. Wing backs make the pitch wide. You've got your centre back who you would want to step out into midfield. Then you need in those midfield positions, like you need people who can, like someone who can be the link between like the rest of the team in the 10s, like who can break the lines and etc. So I feel like currently with, again, if we get the right personnel, then it might change. But currently, I think Bruno actually probably works better deeper, because I think that helps get better out of Cunha, as opposed to them playing on the same line. Like I think if Bruno plays deeper, then that potentially helps get better out of Cunha. Like, so but we'll see what happens. But yeah, very quickly, Europe, bro, there's a big race going on. There's a big race, and I'm gonna very quickly get this table up so we can have a look.
Cool.
But yeah, man, obviously I think Arsenal, you lot are sorted. It's not really a problem.
Hey man, that was a big point.
But yeah, bro, can you see that?
Yup.
Yeah, man. So we've currently got Liverpool obviously on 83 points, champions. Arsenal on 68 points. Looks like they will be good for the top 5. Newcastle are 3rd on 66. City are 4th on 65, who drew 0-0 to Southampton.
I know.
Which I think no one was expecting that.
We'll get to FPL afterwards.
Yeah, and then we've got Chelsea on 63 points, who are 5th. Villa also on 63 points, who are 6th, but they've got a lesser goal difference. And then we've got Forest in 7th on 62 points. So it's incredibly
falling at the worst
incredibly tight. Yeah, that Leicester result was that Leicester result was thingy. Also, very quickly, prayers up to Taiwo Awoniyi. Like I saw that he had to like be put in an induced coma because of like the collision that happened. I think again, you know, when they do the thing with like they play on like it's offside, but then they wait for the action. And I think he had a collision with the post. So it's like so I believe he had to be operated on. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I saw that it was like he got put in an induced coma and stuff. Praying that he should be fine, but yeah, prayers up to him, because that's horrible to see. But yeah, so Forest 62 points, Villa 63, Chelsea 63. Boy, it's not easy. I'll read out like a couple of the. So I think let's start from Forest. So Forest last 2 games. Let me just get it up. West Ham away.
Okay.
And then Chelsea at home.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big game. That game is gonna be massive.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
That's massive. Cool. We've got who have we got next up? Villa.
Yep.
Villa have got Spurs at home and then United away.
Yeah, man, they locked out, man. They got 2 teams that don't give a toss. Okay, continue. Continue. They're gonna be playing a shadow of both teams,
bro. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They should win both of those games.
Yeah.
Then we've got Chelsea. They've got United away, and then Forest on the last day. So I mean, United at home, then Forest away. So yeah, like.
Yeah,
I think Forest away one's big.
The Forest one is a tough one. Yeah. They should. If they don't beat United, then they should just quit it. Like if they actually don't win, that's actually a must win now for them as well. Yeah.
I think we'll heavily rotate as well. City, they've got Bournemouth at home, then Fulham away. So
if there was a bit more jeopardy, I think there's if Forest had fallen off the way they had, and it was still tighter between Chelsea, Villa, and Forest, I think City actually wouldn't be that safe. Like they actually wouldn't be that safe. But it's because they have a bit more of a gap now. I mean, they should be fine now. Like
I think obviously Bournemouth, they are playing for I think a European spot because
conference.
Yeah, I think 8th. If City win the FA Cup, 8th will get conference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, Fulham are a couple points back. Like that might be thing. But yeah, those teams they're all fighting for Europe. So Bournemouth are playing for something against City.
Okay.
Because that would be big for them if they're able to get European football. And then so there's that. Then obviously I'm not gonna do Arsenal's because like you last sorted. But Newcastle, they've got Arsenal away and then Everton at home.
Yeah, I think they should be fine. I think they've got the points on the board. That's now the thing.
Yeah.
Now that's why I'm very concerned for Forest. That 62 they have to now go on and win their next game. Whereas Chelsea might be able to, maybe they could possibly get away with a draw against you guys, and but then they have to beat Forest. So it's kind of like it's I think it's still Forest are the ones that they have to basically go on and win those 2 games, have any hope. And Villa should win the 2 games.
Yeah, I feel like
Forest are in trouble. We've seen their injury record as well right now.
I think Arsenal. I think Arsenal, Newcastle, I think they'll get it. I think City will make it. I think, that 5th is between Chelsea, Villa, and Forest. I think Chelsea and Villa, that's going to be... It's weird because Villa low-key would want Forest to beat West Ham. So they're going into that final game with Chelsea. With everything on the line. Like I think that's what they would want. And then obviously that would mean then that if Chelsea don't beat Forest and Villa win both of their games, then Villa will get Champions League football. I think obviously Chelsea, I don't even know what Chelsea would want as regards to, because Tottenham are going to rotate. I expect Villa to beat Spurs like ahead of the final. That game against us, Villa don't have a great record at Old Trafford, but we're going to be drunk either way. Like hopefully it's because we've won. Like, do you get me? And then if we've lost, then it just becomes a nothing match. Like, do you get me? So and I think with Villa, obviously everything.
I think for Villa, they probably do want you to lose though. I think if you guys win,
because it might be a party atmosphere. It might be because I think they'll probably show the trophy to the stadium. Like the players the crowd might get up for it. Like,
Villa definitely wants Spurs to win that Europa League.
They might get up for it. So but
when they want to deal with Spurs this week, and then Spurs go win the Europa League, and then I think that's what they want.
United are dejected. Like,
that's the best case scenario for Villa.
Then with Chelsea. But very quickly, just speaking about that Europe final, I told you, bro. I was telling you, Conference League, bro. Don't just write off Betis.
Hey man,
I told you.
Hey man, that's my only hope.
Don't just write off Betis.
That's my only hope.
Because that's not an easy game. That's not an easy game at all. But bro. But that is that. And very quickly, back to back, let's FPL and have a look. Because when the business end of things now, innit?
Looking spooky.
Let me share the screen. All right, cool. Can you see that, bro?
Yup.
All right, man. So that's currently the league. I know for that's changed. Currently leading. He's got a very healthy lead. I think it's fair to say that he's gonna finish on top. And then man, I'm currently in second. We've got D-Dragon not that far behind. We've got 47 sitting in fourth. And then to round up the top 5, we've got White Collar Crime FC Ace sitting in 5th. But I'll have a quick look at my team and just talk you through it. So man, this was kind of a bit of a weird week. I captained in Mbeumo. They were in Ipswich. I thought he was gonna do better than he did, but at least he returned. So 6 points. Pep Roulette, man, got me. Because Savinho didn't start, Marmouche didn't start. Both came on for 1 pointers. Pain. So man, it was just a bad play. 2 points between those two against Southampton. It's just a bad return. Then Wissa as well with the 1 pointer. Obviously I'd seen that you'd captain Wissa, so I was like, when he got the 1 point, I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Man.
So then I had points on my bench, man.
But I was so happy that you had Bernie on bench. After
I had Burn there, 11 points. Saar, 6 points. Areola got 8 points.
Bro.
My bench was powerful. But hey, man, I didn't start him, so that's how the game goes. And then if we go back to the league and we look at your team, you want to quickly talk us through your team, bro?
Yeah, my team, the first mistake I made, and it was actually such a lapse, was the Raya. Because obviously I knew Raya, Liverpool, not a good idea, but I'm so used to just having him as my keeper, and I even just forgot Areola was on the bench, which is a mistake. So that was annoying. That one I have to just own up myself. Then the Newcastle one was painful as well. But to be fair, this is those ones where I felt Forest had a higher chance of a clean sheet. And Newcastle ended up being
that's a fair assumption.
I think that one was just disappointing. The one that really hurt in this week for me was the Vista in Mbeumo. Because again, obviously I know that we're competing, so I'm trying to catch up to you. So I thought you might go in Mbeumo. I know Mbeumo was a captain that a lot of people went for. I thought if Vista can be the differential in this game for me, then that can help. But
it's a decent shout.
Hey man, listen, because I thought you got to get me a couple goals. I'm back in this, but it went the other way, unfortunately, for me. And then the Marmouche one was one that pissed me off even more. I'm even happy that Isak didn't do anything, because I also took the risk of selling Isak for Wood again for that differential of knowing that you probably keep Isak. And I kind of played the odds that he might not get return against Chelsea, which worked out for me. But if he had got a return and Marmouche had also still got at 1 point, I would have crashed out completely. So that one was it was annoying just because, again, you look at the fixture, you're like, Marmouche and son, like, this should be a no-brainer. I have to keep him, only for him to not start and then come on for 1 point. So, all in all, I think it's wrong captaincy choice. Not the best week, especially the fact that I needed to really be clearing up the last few weeks to have any hope of catching up to you. But it's looking very long right now. So all in all, it's a disappointing week. But we go into the final 2 weeks, so we'll see what can happen.
I think we both still got chips as well. I think I've got my triple captain. You've got your bench boost. So
yeah,
we'll see how those go. And of course, the other bit of the tournament, we're gonna go through the predictions table afterwards. But I think you've been making some good predictions. I know it's very, very close. Like, so
really,
this one,
I'm looking forward to seeing the update. I need the prediction table.
I think this one's gonna go down to the wire still. So
really,
yeah, man. Yeah, I think this is the one. Like, do you get me? We might, if you win this, then yeah, we might have to be looking at that top 7 that we done and be pulling that up, because that may be the decider. So yeah, man. If that happens, then I remember predicting Arsenal second, so you might have to stay there.
Hey, if that happens, Arsenal, please. Newcastle might have to beat us. Honestly, Newcastle might just have to beat us. I think you actually did.
Yeah, I think because I remember like when we did the revised figures. I think I had City first. I remember I had Arsenal second. So yeah, man, I can't remember too much of the. I think I know it was City first, Arsenal second, Liverpool third.
I wasted my top 6 with United and Spurs. I know I put you lot somewhere in there, man. Wasted my top 6. Oh my god!
16th and 17th.
Oh my god! Nah, what do you know, man? Let's see. I think Villa might be able to do something for me. I know I believe in them. So I hope.
Yeah, I think I might have put Villa 4th in the end. Yeah, but
I think I might.
Yeah, we'll see again. But we'll see. But we need to even. I don't even know what we do if we draw on that.
Oh boy, yeah, I don't think we actually spoke about that.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about that. So hey, hopefully don't come to that, man. Hopefully I win.
Hey man, I can't lie. Hopefully, for me right now, I'm in a losing position. So I think that hopefully it does come to that. Right now, it's a guaranteed loss. So I'll take that right now. I'll take that.
All right, bro. Hey, so let me just get these up.
Cool. Predictions.
All right, bro. So we're gonna start off with Villa versus Spurs. Yeah, do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, sure. For this game, I have gone for a 2-0 Villa win.
2-0 Villa. I've actually gone for this. I've gone for the same, but do I want to change?
That's crazy. Things have changed, man. Back in the day, you would have just gone for the same. That's how I know that.
You know what it is. It's like, fam, I don't even want. I want separate. I like gaps. I don't like things when they're close. But I think I'm gonna match you with that, just because I can't really. You know what it is? I can actually see Villa low key blamming them. You know. Like, I can low key, because it's the last home game of the season. Spurs are gonna rotate like heavy, bro. Like, I can actually see Villa putting them to the sword. But also, Villa's last 2 games have been 1-0. So yeah, 2-0. I'll 2-0 as well. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I'll 2-0.
Cool. Chelsea United.
Me. Chelsea United. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go Chelsea win. I'm just trying to think. Do we score? Because I think we'll rotate as well, and I'm just trying to think where these goals coming from. If we rotate, where did they actually come from? I'm gonna go. This is tough. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna differentiate you there, because I heard I think I'm gonna still go 2-1 Chelsea.
I was thinking that.
It's risky though, because I heard a 2-0, but I'm hoping that it's a wrong scoreline thing. But I'm gonna go 2-1. I think that's I'm gonna hedge my bet on you guys, and why I know Chelsea, what I know Sanchez can provide.
I hear you. That's actually low key a decent shot. All right, we'll see. All right, you're next, bro, and that's Arsenal Newcastle.
Arsenal, Newcastle. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm gonna also go for a draw, but I am gonna go 1-1.
That's a shout. You know what? I'm gonna have to match you on that one.
Hey, bro, I don't think it works like that, bro.
I'm gonna have to match you on that one.
I think once you've said it, you said it, bro.
I changed my mind, brother. I'm pretty sure you didn't say that.
You gotta change your mind before I speak.
Nah, brother. I'm gonna match you on that.
That's
I'm gonna match you on that. Alright, cool. I say no more. That's what we're doing. I'm pretty sure that's not the rule, but cool.
It's not. I thought that was genuinely the rule. If it's not the rule, then we're not gonna introduce a new rule now. So you can change.
Alright, cool. Actually, we'll go 1-1 though. I think that's such a very good shout. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1 for that one.
Alright, cool. What's the next one? Brighton versus Liverpool. Bruv, these lot are drunk, man.
Liverpool, they're on the beach.
Yeah, bro. I see Slot in Ibiza, bro. No, seriously, bro. Yes, bro. Slot's in Ibiza, bro. I'm not joking. Like, fam, he's partying with like Wayne Lineker. Like, bro, he's having the time of his life, fam. Yeah, bro.
What? Nah.
I'm not joking at all, fam. So I really don't know where these guys are at mentally. Like, and Brighton, I think they won their last match as well. Oh, what do I go for here? I am gonna go for a. I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I hear that. I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
I do also think they're on the beach, but I feel like eventually they can't just lose their way or draw or not win their way to the rest of the end of the season. But let's see. I'm gonna go 2-1.
Brentford, Fulham.
Am I going first in this one? I'm gonna go in this one. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Brentford win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same. 2-1 Brentford. Then West Ham Forest. This is difficult. You know what? Just because these lot need to win, I'm gonna go 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, and I'm gonna match you, and that's literally the logic I use as well. I think based on form, based on everything, I think it's gonna be 1-1. But I think based on what Forest need, they need to win this game.
I see the owner come on the pitch. I know he's not playing no games, bro.
Man.
Yeah,
he was lambasting Nuno, boy.
All right, bro. And you know what? We're gonna do what we did for the last cup final, because obviously City faced Palace on Saturday, FA Cup final. So you know what we did with the Newcastle, Liverpool.
Hey man, you didn't give me a heads up.
Hey man, I didn't give a heads. We didn't give a heads up for the other one, bro. It was impromptu. It was impromptu. So yeah, I think we'll do that. So I think what did we do? I think we did 5 points if you get the correct score, and I think it was 3 points if you get the correct.
No, I don't think it was in total. Was it in total? I think it wasn't it 5 in total. I thought it was like 2 if you get the right. I thought it was 2 if you get the right result, and it was like extra 3 points if you get the right score.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. So 5 in total if you get the right correct score.
Yeah.
No,
because
I know we got something extra time.
I think what it was like if it ended, let's say it was like 2-1. I think we said if you get the exact score line at the end of the match, then you get the
at the end of the 90 minutes.
Yeah, at the end of 90 minutes. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay. So you get an extra 3 points.
You get
no, let's just do what we done. So
cool. So if you get the right, yeah.
And then if you just get the correct winner,
then
it's
you get 2 points.
2 points. Okay.
Yeah.
So correct score 3, 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who went first on I went first to the last one. Yeah, what are you saying?
City versus Palace. Damn. That's actually tough.
Yeah.
I hate it, man, but I think I'm gonna go 2-1 City. I'm gonna go 2-1 City. What are you saying? You're in the French for me.
I really feel like that makes a lot of sense. Lord knows how much I want Palace to win this trophy.
I think that's the thing as well. It's like, I would love Palace.
Yeah, Lord knows how much I want Palace to win.
I can't put 5 points on the line.
I hear you. I definitely hear it.
As much as
you know what? You went for it. You went for the Newcastle against Liverpool, and you did the whole Newcastle, they're desperate for their trophy. It's been 70 years, etc. So I'm gonna do the same thing for Palace. They've never won the FA Cup. They've never won a major trophy. It's a momentous occasion. I'm gonna go Palace to back it.
You know what?
Palace.
Okay, cool. You know what? Palace 2-0, if anything. I don't mind 2 points. Just make sure you don't win. It's not 2-1. I'll take the L if it's 2 points. So I just want to make that clear. But yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 City.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. I think City, they get it done, man. Like, they know how to win cup finals, so it wouldn't be surprising. But let me just go out on a limb. All right, man. But that's all that. So we're in the business end of the season with the predictions. Everything will be updated next week, like with all of the predictions and all of that. But man. Again, I've done it again. I'm sorry, man. I was saying next year we'll get better.
We will, man. I'm gonna just set a timer. You need a consistent start time to stream, and then I'm gonna set a timer. So, like 15 minutes into that, it reminds me. I think that's what we need to do. Bro.
I need to just make it part of my intro, bro. Like literally, I just need to make it part.
I think once you do it first as well, once you do that, then it will be more natural to do it during the stream too.
I just need to make it part of my intro. But yeah, man, guys, if you made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, like Defo should have said it earlier, but yeah, man, it helps the algorithm, all of that. And again, if you've watched this stream for a minute, half an hour, an hour, the full stream, we appreciate it, man. And almost at the end of the season. So whoever's been rocking with us all this time, man, really appreciate it. Because literally we've almost finished covering a whole season, which is mad, because this was kind of just like a what do you call it, like a brainchild, just like a thought that me and Ace had, and we've been able to materialize it, and we've been able to keep going, and we've changed things, we've adapted, like we've made adjustments here and there, but man, we've been able to keep doing it. And man, appreciate everyone that's been locking in and who's subscribed, who's even been watching stuff. I want to say thank you as well, because I've obviously, whoever messaged me, I got some messages, and obviously I need to even reply in the comments on the channel, but people, even as regards to like the vlog I dropped, I got some nice messages from some of you guys, so I appreciate that as well. Defo something very different, like I've never done it before, but I had a lot of fun putting it together. So I'm happy that at least some of you received it well, even though I know some of you lot didn't want United to win. But man. Bro, Ace, you got anything else?
Nah, man, I think he said it beautifully, bro. Big thanks to everyone. And I guess we'll do a proper kind of end of season kind of roundup, where you can kind of reflect on the season when we get there. But all in all, man, it's been a fun project. It's been interesting. Got better as we've gone, become a lot more comfortable. So it's good to see kind of like where we are now compared to when we started. So man, onwards and upwards, and thank you all for tuning in as always. And man, I'm gonna have to remove this guy from the channel. I've had enough. I'm gonna have to block him, so you won't even know that your comments aren't even coming through.
But shout out all for that change, man. I said you back got better, but Arsenal got worse. And massive shout out to Wendy as well. As literally Wendy's here, literally every stream, bruv. Like, I know we've started properly when I see those locks at the beginning of the stream, those padlocks when these locked in, man. So nah, for real, man, don't take that for granted. I proper appreciate it. Everyone who's been tuning in consistently, like on Orthodox Change, everyone, like, yeah, nah, appreciate it, man. But yeah, catch you guys next time, man. Have a blessed week, and you know, I hope United win and all the ops lose. You know how it goes.